Hello and welcome in for everybody who's joining us on YouTube alongside the 5,000 people who've already tuned in on TikTok for the evening. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to the 362nd episode of the Dean Withers Show. If you've never been here before, let me tell you what we do. First and foremost, we keep you up to date with what's going on in the world around us. Every single day, the Trump administration or Trump himself seems to do something new, something crazy, something insane. And I keep you in the loop by talking about it every single day. The second and main thing that we do is we talk to Trump supporters. We debate them in hopes that we'll be able to change their minds. Why? Well, that's because Donald Trump is the worst president of your life, my lives, all of our lives. And that's an undeniable fact. And I prove that in the conversations that we have on stream. Now, before we hop into the debates, let's go ahead and go through the breaking news. Bob Mueller, okay, the man behind the Mueller report in 2019 that proved that there was Russian interference with the 2016 election to influence a Trump victory, died. He died today at the age of 81. And this was sad because Bob Mueller was transformative for the FBI. He was working with the FBI as one of their heads right after 9/11. He worked all the way through Obama's administration. And of course, he was the one that inevitably proved Russian interference in the 2016 election. He was transformative for the FBI, and he was a net positive for this country. Now, in response to Bob Mueller's death, we could all take a guess what Donald Trump had to say about it. Donald Trump went on Truth Social and said, Bob Mueller has died. Good. I'm happy he's dead. That's a quote. I'm happy he's dead. The world is better off without him. At least this way he can't hurt innocent people. We all know that Donald Trump hates those who wrong him, even if they wrong him justifiably so. The only way that Bob Mueller wronged Donald Trump was by proving that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to try to help him win the election, which he did. And on top of this being insidious, it's also hypocritical. What happened to people when they said the same thing about Charlie Kirk? Good, I'm glad he's dead. They got fired from their jobs. They lost their livelihoods. They were blacklisted, doxxed, and fired. I mean, there was a website that was running for months, collecting all of the personal information about those that celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, dropped on Doxbit on the internet, and they got kicked in the bucket. But now apparently it's acceptable when the president does the exact same thing to a man that wasn't trying to indoctrinate our youth into being a whole bunch of racists and just wanted to fight for law and order. That's hypocritical. Now, surprisingly, there has been a handful of Republicans that have spoken up against Donald Trump for celebrating the death of Bob Mueller. We heard from Donald Trump's former attorney. We heard from, I think, maybe 2 or 3 Republicans in Congress. Some Republicans are sticking up to Trump for this. But this isn't the end. This isn't, the pivotal moment in American history where finally the American people stop supporting Trump. It's just another day in a crazy world where a crazy man, a war-torn on this path of vengeance against his self-described enemies, is taking it out on his self-described enemies by wishing a celebration surrounding their passing, when just months ago, him and his followers had doxed the people who said the same thing about Charlie Kirk's passing. Very hypocritical, very wrong. So guys, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and hop into the debates. Once again, if you don't know where I'm at, if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm in California. Me and my girlfriend are celebrating her 21st birthday. Her 21st birthday is tomorrow, you guys. So we're here, we're having fun. But as you know, I still do these daily live streams, even when I travel, even when I'm on vacation. So we're going to be live today, but we just won't be live tomorrow. Let's go ahead and hop into those debates, you guys. If you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, go ahead and hop inside of that queue over on TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a like on that stream. Not to mention, if you're also watching on TikTok, make sure that you're double tapping away in that phone screen, sharing that out this live with a handful of friends. Let's try to get those likes up. Let's try to get that engagement up. Because that is the only way that we'll be able to ensure that this live sends out to more people across their For You page. And we could get those debates in here. Let's go to get that very first guest of the day, quote unquote, the White House, loading up. Welcome into You Sport Trump.
I do.
And how old are you?
27.
What's going on with your mic? You have some background noise.
No, you should be good now. I have my freezer open.
Have you been in here before?
Maybe on this account. Maybe like a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Well, tell us, why do you support the worst the worst president of your life, Mr. Trump? He's truly despicable.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to find a way to turn my
I think he's honestly great. Like, I don't see what your problem is.
You think he's great? Okay. Well, I mean, I would say that I have a bunch of problems with him. He's surely not great for the country. I mean, just look at the economy. It's in ruins. Highest gas prices in 2.5 years caused by the war he started over false information, over a lie. Last month, we lost 92,000 jobs. Last year, we had the worst jobs report since '03 if we ignore recessions. Most manufacturing bankruptcies since '08. And not to mention just how embarrassing it is for us as a country when we reflect on Donald Trump spending the last year attacking our allies by like literally threatening an invasion of Greenland, imposing tariffs on them all,
threats or attacks?
leading to the trade bazooka. France was considering imposing on us, and now he's like begging for their support, saying, "Please, please come help me. Send your warships to the Strait of Hormuz. Send your warships to the Strait of Hormuz." He's an international embarrassment on top of being a con man, liar, rapist. We know about the 34 felonies. We know about the civil adjudication of rape. And we know about him intentionally hiding files illegally that accuse him of child rape. So pick your poison, man, because there's a lot of it. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, at first, one of the really main reasons why I wanted to come up here is because of what you said about Charlie. You said he was indoctrinating our children to be racist. Well, why don't you explain that?
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, he taught people that it was okay to question the prestige of black professionals while simultaneously not questioning the prestige of white professionals, when we have absolutely no evidence that there's lower standards required for said black professionals compared to white professionals. But
Oh, it's proven.
we're having a debate about Donald Trump. We're not having a debate about Charlie Kirk, and I'd really appreciate it if at this moment in time you could respond to all the points.
Also, I can't hold you accountable for the things that you say about Charlie. Like, we can't have a debate on what you just said about Charlie.
If you want to, we can, as soon as we're done talking about Trump. We're just going order of importance here. And Charlie Kirk's a little bit less important.
No, he's not. Charlie Kirk is far more important than Donald Trump will ever be.
Let's agree to disagree and just debate about Trump, okay? I don't want to make you cry. I don't want to make you cry.
Yeah, well, the only reason why Donald Trump is president is because of Charlie.
No, well, I mean, Elon Musk will say the only reason Trump is president is because of Elon Musk. Honestly, here's a good point. It seems like even the right acknowledges that Donald Trump is not president because of himself. You always like to blame it on somebody else, like Charlie, like Elon Musk, because
Thank God for Charlie.
Policy is too.
Thank God for Charlie. Do you know about the Christian revival going on in America today because of Charlie? How much he's impacted our entire generation of newer people in our country. Like, you don't understand what the fuck is going on, dude.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why you're losing supporters. You're honestly a piece of shit, fucking demonic, fucking weirdo. I don't see where you get off by coming up here and having these debates. And you can only talk about Trump because God forbid you fucking talk about anything else.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do when Trump's not in office anymore? What are you gonna debate then?
Yeah. Okay.
What are you gonna debate?
Well, I'll probably debate similar things to what I debated before he was in office, dumbass. Now,
no. 10 years from now, you're gonna be debating Trump was the worst president in history.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you'd like to continue to see me up here railing on why your favorite politician is a piece of shit, I could do that for you. I mean, if it pisses you off, I'd love to. But I want to respond to the points that you just made. You were talking about how we're experiencing a Christian revival in this country. No, the fuck we are not. We are experiencing a revival of anti-Christian, anti-gospel, and anti-Jesus beliefs downstream of MAGA, Trump, and his administration. It is in no way Christian to support Donald Trump's mass deportation, where we're watching undocumented immigrants being treated unfairly, having their human and constitutional rights abused, like Donald Trump supporting Venezuelans being deported
The Bible
without due
simply says, "Do
process.
not treat foreigners the same. Do not treat foreigners equally. Do not let them become your leader. Do not vote for them. Do not let them become a huge a part of your government." It simply says that plain as day. Do not
Okay,
elect
then
someone as your leader who is not your brother,
okay. So
your
you just
brother
to,
in Christ.
just to clarify, you're saying that the Bible says, and I quote, "Do not treat foreigners equally."
Not in that exact wordage.
Can you go read Leviticus 19 verses 33 and 34 for us?
Deuteronomy 17:15.
Why are you not reading Leviticus 19:33 and 34 for us
I'll
like I
read
asked?
this. You read that.
Well, I mean, you're the one with a Bible, Mr. Good Christian. Go
I have a
read it.
Bible right here in my hand. You read
Okay,
this.
perfect.
You
I want you
read
to read
Deuteronomy
Leviticus
17
19
15.
verses 33 and 34. Read it.
Read English Standard Version, Deuteronomy
Go,
17
stop
15.
talking. Stop talking. Read Leviticus 19 verses 33 and 34 if you want to follow that up
Here,
by
I'll
also
put my
reading
camera on. We
Deuteronomy.
can
That's
read it
fine.
together. Leviticus, page 52.
19, 33, and 34. Keep in
What was it,
mind, this guy's
19?
yes. Keep in mind for everybody watching, this guy's making the claim that the Bible says, and I quote, "Do not treat foreigners equally."
Correct.
Go
Now
ahead
read
and read
Deuteronomy 17
Leviticus.
15.
No. We could read Deuteronomy after Leviticus, sir. Read
Okay.
Leviticus 19, 33, and 34.
All right. 1933, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
19, 33, and 34.
And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your hand, in your land, ye shall not vex him. And then what else? You said 34?
Mm-hmm.
But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall unto you as born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye strangers in land of Egypt, I am your Lord, your
So,
God.
well, for everybody who doesn't understand Old English, if you want the NLV translation or just a way to understand what he just said, 1933 and 34 literally say that you are to treat the foreigners that reside among you in your land equally to the way that you treat the native born. So
All right.
thank you so much
Now
for
you
proving
read
yourself to be
Deuteronomy
right.
17:15 English Standard Version.
Just to clarify, are you saying that the Bible contradicts itself?
No.
Okay, so then you accept that the Bible says to treat foreigners equally to native born?
Read Deuteronomy 17:15.
Are you arguing that
You
Deuteronomy?
agreed that you would read this next.
Are you arguing that Deuteronomy says the opposite?
No.
Okay, so then Deuteronomy is
Just
another
love
verse
them
about how we
as
need
if
to
they're
treat.
yourself. If you read Deuteronomy 17:15, we can talk about how that might potentially contradict in your opinion, but not in mine. So why don't
Oh,
we do
oh,
that?
oh! Wait. So if it doesn't contradict one another, then why should we read it?
You said that you would read it after I read Leviticus.
Yeah. But why should we read it if it doesn't contradict one another?
No, you
Is this
said
just
that
going to
you
be?
would if I read
Can you
Leviticus
listen?
32 and
Give me a
34.
moment. You are more than welcome to read it to us. I don't have a Bible on me. I'm traveling. But my point here is why I'm saying why should we read
You
it
have a
if it doesn't
computer right in front
contradict
of you
one moment if it doesn't contradict Leviticus is what
and another
Leviticus
cell
says.
phone.
Can you stop talking? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you agree that the Bible does not contradict itself, and we agree that Leviticus 19 verse 33 and 34 says literally to treat the foreigners that reside among you in your land equally to the same way you treat the native born, then I see no reason to read Deuteronomy. Now, if you
But
want to
you
argue
said that
that,
you
hey,
would.
one moment. Now, if you want to argue that Deuteronomy says that we need to treat foreigners differently, okay, well, then I'd see a reason to read Deuteronomy because seemingly it's you arguing a differing narrative than the one that we just seem to describe to be true of Leviticus. But that would amount to a contradiction in the text of the gospel.
There are no contradictions in the gospel. It is the most perfect book ever written. It's
So then
the
you accept
best.
that the Bible does say to treat foreigners that reside among you in your land equally to the way that you treat the native born, right?
Love them as if they're yourself. But
Okay, but
but
but what?
but
But what?
you simply said that if I read Leviticus, you would read Deuteronomy.
Feel free to read it for us.
Okay.
But
Deuteronomy, here we
what's the
come.
but? I just don't understand the but. Like this guy said, and I quote, the Bible says to not treat them equally. And now you're conceding, and I quote, the Bible says to treat them equally. There's no but here. It's night and day. It's clear as the skies on a summer afternoon, dude. It seems like a
Dude, you
crucial
telling me your
wrong.
hotel room doesn't have a Bible in it? What the fuck?
I mean, I haven't checked.
It does. It does. They all do. You're in America, buddy. You're in America.
Yeah, we're in America where we have a rapist as president calling himself a Christian after refusing to feed 16 million starving American children, breaking the law to do so after giving full and complete presidential pardons to 264 people who try to kill cops on the steps of our Capitol, then labeled them as all patriots. And after not even 4 hours ago, he was celebrating the death of Bob Mueller, saying that he's happy he's dead. I know. We live in a Christian country with a Christian leader. Can I get an amen in the chat?
No. A majority Christian, a majority white country. A Christian white country.
Do you think that America should be a Christian white country?
No.
You don't think it should be?
No, it is.
But should it be?
I mean, I would like for so when you take Christian countries,
So
mostly.
that's a yes.
Hold on.
That's a yes.
When you take and you look at majority white, majority Christian countries across the world, and then you compare them to majority Muslim, majority Islamic countries across the world,
So
you can see that there's a clear difference
yes,
where
right?
women have rights and LGBT people don't get killed in the streets and protesters don't get killed in the streets in masses. We can debate what countries are better based off of what religion they carry and which races are predominantly there. But no, do I think that America needs to be a white Christian country? No.
You
But
don't
I just think
have.
that it's probably as great as it is because
Was
it always
America?
has been a majority white Christian country.
I have a very simple question for you. Was America founded as a Christian country?
The majority of the founders were white Christians.
Perfect. You just proved your own argument wrong. You were saying when we look at the white Christian countries, they treat women and gay people much better than the brown Muslim countries, right? That was the thesis of your argument. Well, quite frankly, we don't have Christianity to thank for advancement of equality across sexual orientations or gender identity in America. We have secularism to thank for that. You just said it yourself. When America was founded, it was this white Christian country where a majority of the founders were white Christian themselves. How were women treated when we wrote the Declaration of Independence? Well, they weren't really viewed as people. They were viewed as kind of second-class people, property, the homemaker. They can't go out and start a business. They can't even work a job. They can't vote. They can't open their mouth. They're just baby-making machines. That's how women were viewed when this country was created. What about gay people? Oh, well, I mean, the gay people, if anybody was out as being gay, well, I mean, they were most likely stoned to death. That's what we saw. Then let's, talk about black people with slavery here. The fugitive slave clause is still in the Constitution, where if a slave were to escape and then you stumble on them, that you actually have a legal obligation to return them to the slave owner because they're not a person, they're property. So this whole notion that white Christian countries, quote unquote, are just so much better for the advancement of all forms of egalitarianism and equality is not true. You have secularism to thank for the advancement of those things in America. If it was still up to the white Christians, women and black people would be property, and the only people who would have the ability to vote are rich white men who own property.
No, it was white Christians that actually voted to give black people and women their rights. So let's move on from that because you're
No, it
fucking
was actually
disgusting.
white
Let's talk about
Christians who were
1715.
willing to lose their lives to defend the right to own black people as property.
It was both.
And it's women.
It was both
white
white Christian men
It was women
who fought
who forced
for
the
their
men.
freedom.
One moment. It was women who forced the men to give them the right to vote through the 19th Amendment. What about the
Oh,
suffragette movements? And I
women
mean,
forced it.
even the quote unquote white Christians during the Civil War said it themselves. Abraham Lincoln said that the only reason why he wants to get rid of slavery isn't because he thinks it's wrong, but because he thinks it's just what is best to hold the Union together. So you always like to appeal to the white Christians that got rid of slavery in America, and then you forget that a vast majority of them from the South died to defend the right to own people's property. Then the ones from the North didn't give a shit. It was just a political play to hold on to power.
A lot of slaves fought and died for the right to remain slaves. Now here, Leviticus
What a
17:15.
stupid. No,
That
shut up. What a
Leviticus
stupid claim.
17:15.
What a stupid claim. You just said that enslaved people fought and died to stay slaves. I'm so sorry.
They did.
This guy has the brain of a walnut. You are right. There were enslaved people who fought in the Civil War for the Confederacy. Do you think that was by choice, or do you think that was by the same control of force that they were subjugated to be slaves in the first choice?
You're telling me that they gave a bunch of slaves pew-pews and that they didn't use them against them?
Okay. So they gave a bunch of slaves pew-pews, and you're right. A lot of them didn't use them against them because they knew if they did, then them and their whole family for the next 3 generations would be brutally tortured and killed.
Deuteronomy 17:15.
That's right. That's fucking
Thou
right.
shalt
Thou
shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Yeah. Sit
Whom
the
the
fuck
Lord
down. Exactly. Yes. Completely move away from the white
I've been trying to
Christian
read this for
point.
10 minutes.
Completely move away from the
Actually,
this
you were
country's so
supposed to
great
read
under
this.
white Christian. Completely move away from the subjugation of women, gay people, and black people to human rights atrocities at the founding of this country, and completely
we
move
didn't
away
start.
that white Christians are the people who ended slavery through the Civil War because you got absolutely fucking destroyed. Thank you.
Deuteronomy 17:15.
That's right. Go read the Bible.
Thou shalt in any wise
That's
set
right.
him king over thee.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, cower away and start reading the Bible after you pivot away from every single terrible point that you just made. That one was satisfying. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest, guys. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Somebody to thank you real quick. Thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. PAE. Show some love to PAE down below in the comment section. I really appreciate you so much. PAE with a $20 says, yesterday I donated $20 for your therapy. Here's another $20 for your girlfriend's birthday. Thank you so much for the love, PAE. I'll definitely be spending that on her. Same thing to you, Bryce. Thank you for the $20, who says, I keep torturing myself for growing so bitter towards Christianity, but then I hear points like this in the anti-evolution people and it just gets worse. Yeah, if you want to know why there's a reduction in the amount of Christians worldwide and in America, it's because of people like that last guess. 110%. Thank you for the $20. Same thing to you, Leslie. Thank you for the 10 who says caller has a brain worm. Appreciate you. The same one as RFK. Appreciate you for the $10, Leslie. Quickly over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Layla, with the $5. I appreciate you so much for that love. Caitlin, thank you for the 3. And then V, thank you so much for the $10. And Addison, thank you so much for the $10 as well. And I'm so sorry to hear that, Edison, and I'm happy that the stream helps you out. Over on PayPal, thank you so much, Jessica, for the $10, who says, the Bible also says that earth is in heaven, so is this a heaven we want, right? And then Cami, thank you so much for the $20, who says, my baby daddy, too, whom I have financially supported of 15 years, is spending the night with his girlfriend. Whew. I'm trying not to crash out. Happy you are here. Cami, I'm happy that we're live and we're able to help give you a distraction, and I'm sorry to hear that. Show some love to Cami down below in that chat. I appreciate you guys so much for all the love and support. Show some love to our donors down below in that comment section while we're looking for the next guest, guys. If you want to support me, if you want to support the stream, if you want to buy my girlfriend a drink for tomorrow, you could find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message over in that YT stream, and the handle's also at the top of the phone screen on TikTok as well. And that's also, by the way, a great way to ask me a question. You could ask me about a question about anything and everything, about American politics, about our involvement in Iran, about Trump, and I'll do my best to give you an answer. I think that that's a really good way to ask questions, and I appreciate you guys so much for the love and support. Let's go ahead and hop into that next debate. Welcome in, RT. Do you support Trump?
I love you, Dean. I love what you do, bro.
I appreciate you for the support, man, but you were banned. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Something else, guys. We're only going to be live for around 3 hours today. We're only going to be live for around 3 hours today compared to our typical 4-hour live stream. That's because I'm going to be taking a majority of the night to go get dinner with my girlfriend, her sister, and her sister's fiance. And we might be shortening a lot of the streams to 3 hours over the course of the next 5 days while we're on this trip. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now. Welcome into Sport Trump. All right, Michael left as well. Guys, if you're in that queue and you're genuinely MAGA and you actually do want to join the stream to have a debate, just let me know down below in that comment section. We'll happily load you up. How do you support Trump?
Yeah, I'd say so.
How old are you?
What?
How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
February 2nd.
Okay. And why do you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Trump?
Well, let me clarify. In what context?
If the election was held tomorrow between Harris and Trump, who would you vote for?
Trump.
That context.
Trump.
Yeah, that's the context that we're talking about. You're arguing overall here. You think that Donald Trump is the best option right now? You think that things would be worse off if he lost the last election? And you think that he's a net benefit to this country. So give us the argument. Why do you support Trump as president?
I mean, I guess besides gas prices, from what I've seen, the economy's been better.
Okay. What macroeconomic variable is better off today than it was under Biden?
Groceries?
Groceries are not a macroeconomic variable. I'd assume that you're trying to argue the price of groceries is better today than it was under Biden. That's not true. CPI data tells us that the price of groceries are up 3.6% from the end of the Biden-Harris administration to the end of January. And bad news for you, we also just got CPI data back from February. Prices rose 3.4% for manufacturers in 1 month. That's the worst of the worst.
At least in my specific area, I've noticed that groceries have, for the most part, gone down.
Well, your specific area is not a macroeconomic data point.
No, I guess not, but like,
so then let's go back to the question.
I guess from like a selfish standpoint, I would still support him.
How did he cause the price?
I guess from like a selfish standpoint, I would still support him because. What?
So you're telling us that he caused the price of everyone else's groceries to go up, but caused the price of your groceries to go down, right?
I didn't say that. All I'm saying is my groceries are down.
That's what
that's
the
all
data
I'm
tells
claiming.
us. Once again, Donald Trump's Bureau of Labor Statistics tells us that across the country, gas prices are up 3.4% on average. But now you're telling us that the price of your groceries are down. So he's increasing the prices.
Did you see how much they went down when he got in office?
For you. So what has Donald Trump done?
Did you see how much they went down when he got in office?
Do you see how I'm still talking and you're interrupting me?
My bad.
No worries. No worries. So answer the question. What has Donald Trump done to reduce the price of your groceries? What has he done? Tell us.
I don't know, but it happened under him, so you can assume it was him, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're arguing here that if it happens under him, then we could assume he caused it. So something else that happened under him was a 14.9% level of unemployment in April of 2020, the highest level of unemployment since the Great Depression. Can I assume he caused that too?
I guess.
So Donald Trump is the worst president for employment since the Great Depression?
Okay, I'm sure there are other factors that caused that weren't directly his fault.
So then we can't assume that the president causes the things that happen in the country under their rule.
Okay, it's easier for stuff to go bad without somebody's fault rather than go good.
Oh, so if something good happens, we assume that it's Trump's fault. If something bad happens, we don't assume it's Trump's fault.
See, I see
That's
how
what
you're
we
like
call
skewing my
illogical
words
cherry
here.
picking.
Like, I meant that as like a generalized statement that I think would specifically apply here.
Right. Yeah. I don't think that's an intellectualized, generalized statement that you're using to argue in good faith. I think that this is a clear example of cherry picking. Your argument is literally, and I quote, I don't know anything, but if something good happens, it's Trump's fault. If something bad happens, it's not Trump's fault.
Okay, I put more context there. There wasn't.
Right,
I didn't
right.
just
But like,
say that. You're making me sound stupid
yes,
on purpose.
Yes, you tried to justify a stupid argument with big words.
Oh no! In life, would you agree that? In life, would you agree that it's easier for stuff to go bad rather than like happen good?
No. I would argue that we take a larger note of things when they go bad compared to when they go good.
Okay, well, by that logic, if stuff mainly goes bad and something goes good, you would notice it more.
Yes, we typically notice when bad things happen compared to good things. It's true.
No.
That's
If we
that
notice
like
so
like
much when
like
bad
example.
things,
That's why like politics are boring
you're
when
not.
things are great and our president is making good decisions, and then politics aren't boring
You're
and
not.
everybody's involved when things aren't great and the presidents are making bad decisions. But I don't know how to
No,
get
you're
more
not.
clear
You're
in
not
my.
listening.
You're interrupting me again. I don't know how to get more clear
I was
with my
talking.
counter. I was speaking and you're listening.
Well, you didn't address my point.
I did address your point. I'm going to address it again right now in another way because apparently the last way didn't work. The point is that you can't just basically assume that anything that happens in the economy is to blame on the president, because external variables can impact what things happen and how they happen inside of the economy. And what I'd argue here is that if you want to blame lower grocery prices, not in the country, but specifically in your area on Donald Trump, well, then you have to be able to cite the specific things that Donald Trump did to cause that. Like your argument is like literally arguing, well, I was personally like positively impacted when like less people decided to park on the street outside my apartment. That had a positive impact on your life. Therefore, you could just basically assume that that's something Trump caused. And that's clearly irrational. Like the data that you're talking about here isn't even a macroeconomic indicator. It's just a claim that we don't have any evidence for that you're making about your local grocery store. It's
I'm not
bullshit.
16.
So
I don't know what
without
this is about.
arguing a correlation causation fallacy, let's try to hear a point that's a little bit more intelligent here. What has Donald Trump done that makes you support
Okay,
his president?
when I said you didn't address the point I made, I meant the second point I made, which was if you could concede that it's a lot easier for bad things to happen, then I guess you could
I don't see any
understand my
reason.
argument more.
I
And
don't see any
hold on.
reason to believe
Yeah, now you're
that, but it's
interrupting me. All right,
completely
all right.
irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant because if that's true, then that means that bad stuff might not have been Trump's fault.
Dude, listen, we're not going to argue that every bad thing that happens under Trump is Trump's fault. Just like we're not going to argue that every good thing that happens under Trump is Trump's fault. We have to argue that if we want to attribute any good thing or any bad thing that happens under Trump to Trump, then we have to be able to describe how he caused it to happen.
Can
That's
I
all
address
I'm
your
saying.
logic from earlier? I'm going to address your logic from earlier. You said that we just see when bad stuff happens more, so it feels like it happens more.
Dude,
That's what you
I'm
said,
sorry,
right?
you're losing it. Listen,
I'll
it's
explain.
not even the point. No, the point here is so fucking clear, dude. The point is that we can never assume that the president caused something merely because it happened in the country when he's president. We can never assume it. Never. Never, never, ever. We could only assume that the president caused something to happen when we have evidence to demonstrate how they caused it to happen, regardless if it's a good or bad thing. Because when we just assume that the president caused something to happen because it happened in the country while they're president, then you're arguing a correlation causation fallacy. Just because two variables are correlated to one another does not mean that the first variable caused the other. Just because more people eat ice cream in the summertime and more people murder in the summertime doesn't mean that people eating ice cream causes people to murder.
Okay. But there's a difference between like the economy getting better under a president and people eating ice cream and murder. Like those are your example is probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard because those are two completely different things. Like you're
Dude, I'm sorry. You're a dumbass. The point is that you cannot assume that one variable caused a second variable if the two variables are correlated to one another. Every person watching the stream knows what a correlation causation fallacy is. And the reason why I'm calling you a dumbass is because I've now explained this to you close to 10 times.
I know what it
and you're
means.
still
I'm
not
saying that
getting
you're
it.
wrong.
Dude, what am I wrong about? Be specific.
Okay.
Quote me.
What
am I wrong about?
In this
Be
specific
specific.
case, in this specific case, I think
What
that
specific
the
case?
president
What specific case?
affects this what you just said.
No. I want you to quote it. What specific thing am I wrong about? Word for word.
You're wrong that that this isn't Trump's fault.
Okay. So what's the evidence it is?
Because it happened under him.
so oh my God. Okay. All right. We're literally just going to use your own logic against you here. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tells us that on average, the price of groceries in America has gone up by 3.4%. Is that his fault?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it
Donald
is.
Trump is
Sure.
actually bad for grocery prices.
Maybe overall, but as I said, like from a selfish standpoint, I would argue that he's a good president
Oh my god!
because he's
Oh my
making my
God.
area better. Why are you
How do you know
laughing,
that? How do
dude?
you know what specific actions has he engaged in to specifically reduce the price of groceries for your area? You don't know?
I don't know specifically.
Yeah, so then you can't argue that he caused it.
Okay, then you can't argue that anything that bad that happened under him, you can't argue.
Yeah, I can't argue that
was
he
his-
caused it unless I could give evidence. I agree.
Yeah, we could give evidence. Okay.
Right.
I can tell where you're saying that. Okay, I like his border policy.
What border policy?
I've seen you do this before. I don't know the specific name of the policy, but I know as like a his
Unreal.
generalized ideology
Unreal.
is that you
Unreal.
shouldn't have
Unreal.
that
That's crazy.
all right. Why is that crazy?
Well, I mean, you're telling me that you like his policy, but
Dude,
then you don't know what the policy is.
you're so annoying. It's so obvious that he was advocating for
So annoying.
the border to be closed and
Yeah,
more
but
secure
what did
than
he
it
do
was.
to close the border?
So I don't know, but he did.
How do you know he closed the border?
How do I? Because the border's closed.
How do you know the border's closed?
Because of like government reports on border crossings.
So
I've
border
seen them, they've
crossings are
gone very
down,
far.
therefore the border's closed.
No, but it's more secure, or they're more scared to come over here because they know that he's
Exactly, or they're
president.
more scared, right? I think that's what's true here. I don't
Either
think
way,
that
it
the
would still
border's...
be a benefit from my specific ideologies. I would still be benefiting me, even no matter the reason. The border crossing still went down.
Let me ask you a question. Let's put this inside of an analogy here. So there's a company, and this company benefits you. Maybe when the workers of this company are more productive, you have a higher quality of life, okay? And they bring on a new boss to make the workers as productive as possible. But the way that this new boss makes the workers more productive is at the end of every month, he kills the least productive worker, and then he strings them up for all the other workers to see, so they're scared into being more productive. Does the end justify the means?
Okay, yes, I understand your analogy. No, that would not be okay. But there's a massive difference between your analogy and what's going on with Trump.
Well, actually,
they are scared of
what's-
committing a crime.
What's scaring undocumented immigrants away is the fact that the undocumented immigrants who are here in the country are having their human and natural rights abused. Donald Trump has positioned himself above the Constitution to infringe on the Constitution, to take birthright citizenship away from citizens, to reclassify them as undocumented, to then deport them. He's infringed on the natural rights of many undocumented immigrants as well, to remove them from this country without due process, to be tortured in El Salvador. He has black bag college students. He has justified the murder of citizens like Alex Preddy, Keith Porter, and Renee Good, and many others.
Are you talking about what is it, 14160?
Yes, that's the executive order.
Yeah. So, that's. Look. A president could they do some bad stuff, but you can't. You take literally every bad thing that he's ever done, and you skew it into this argument why you shouldn't support him overall.
Yeah, I do say that you shouldn't support Donald Trump because of the bad things he's done. You're a real smart guy.
No, okay, he's some bad things that he's done, like it.
I mean, he's the worst president in your life, and my life too.
That's subjective.
Well, if it wasn't subjective, we probably wouldn't be debating it. But your internet's cutting out now.
Hello?
I think that we're just going to move on to the next guest.
No, sorry.
Guys, unfortunately on TikTok, we have to hit a restart. I know, it sucks. But we just got a flag for directing people off platform. I think that we got that flag because I'm telling people if, like, they want to support me, that they can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. And I think saying that in the way that I did got us a flag, and now the live won't push out. Super unfortunate. And because we're only going to be live for 3 hours today, it's probably a good thing for me to quickly just hit a restart now. So, we're not like slowing the stream down for the rest of the day. So that's what we're going to do, guys. If you want to know how to come, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, this won't affect you at all. If you want to know how to come back on TikTok, y'all, all that you have to do is ensure that you're following our account. You can find the follow button in the top left-hand corner, you guys. We're going to be right back. You'll then find the live on your following list. Additionally here, if you want to come back even quicker once the live ends, it'll say live has ended. And then it will show my profile picture in the middle of the phone screen, accompanied with... it'll show my profile picture in the middle of the phone screen. I'm sorry, that's what I'm talking about. If you click on that profile picture, you will then be directed to my account page. Once you are on my account page, then like count to 10, 15, refresh the account page, and you'll be able to click into the new live. And then once we're back, y'all, make sure that we're double tapping, make sure that we're sharing, make sure that we're spamming that comment section, just doing all the things to hopefully get the live to send out again so we could get everyone back in here. Let's go ahead and hit that restart now. You know what? Fuck it. Before we hit that restart, I'm just going to go ahead and thank a handful of people so we don't get a flag for doing that when we're back. Thank you so much, Serena, for the $10. She says, love you. I'm a concert photographer. I tried to send those backseat lovers pics, but it wouldn't let me. Serena, off to accept your DM. I'd love to see them. Thank you for the $10. Let's get 100 Serena W. Sophie, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo for your girlfriend's birthday. Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you so much for the love, Sophie. She'll love that. I'll spin that on her. You got it. Jordan, thank you for the $10. Who says, I wanted to say that I used to support Trump, but I started watching you and it changed my mind. Thank you for making me see the right way. I'm so fucking happy that we were able to change your mind, Jordan. That is exactly why I do what I do every single day. Show some love to Jordan down below. Same thing to Kaylin. Thank you for the $5. Then Joseph, thank you for the $15. Who says, spurious correlations for your amusement and to mess with stupid people, aka MAGA. Oh, that would have been great to take a look at in that last debate. I really wish that I would have saw your donation like 5 minutes ago. Thank you so much, Joseph. Show some love to Joseph down below in that comment section. We're all caught up on Venmo. On PayPal, thank you so much, Cami, for the $15, who says, I missed your response to my earlier donation due to my shitty Wi-Fi. Cheating baby daddy. Yeah, Cami, I did give that a response earlier. I wish you the best of luck, and I'm so fucking sorry, and I'm happy that the stream is helping you out. Thank you for the $15. Show some love to Cami. Same thing with Asia. Asia, thank you so much for the $15 on, for the $25 on PayPal. That is ASIA. Show some love to Asia or Asia, however you pronounce your name, down below in that comment section. I'm just going to call you Asia because I think that's more likely than not how it's pronounced. Asia with the $24 says, sometimes I wonder if these people are paying for the inflation in the economy. I live on my own and pay all my own bills. Even making $30 an hour, I'm barely getting due to Donald Trump's economic policies. And that's the life for the average American and so many others. That guy said he was 19. I would argue that more likely than not, his parents are paying the bills. Cruising, thank you for the $10. Who says, hope you enjoyed this trip with your girlfriend. Oh man, I'm enjoying it so much and I've only been here for a few hours. Then Efren with the $10 as well. He says, I live in a border city and borders not getting secure or closed. If you guys are still getting your quote unquote party favors, then the criminals are getting through. Duh. Thank you so much for the $10, Efren. We're going to go ahead and hit that restart right now on TikTok, y'all. Folks, I'll be back in like less than 10 seconds. Make sure to come right on back. See y'all shortly. While we're restarting on YouTube, guys, make sure to drop a like on that stream, y'all. It'll really help it send out to even more people. And I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Someone on YouTube says, I like the setup more, I think. Does it feel a little bit more homey? I don't know. I kind of like it. All right. We're already live again on TikTok. Perfect. Welcome back in, everybody. For everybody tuning back in on TikTok, make sure that you're double tapping away in that phone screen, sharing out that live, folks. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We have
You
Rick
need to shut up now.
Hey, Rick, do
Now!
you still lust, sorry, over femboys?
Stop!
Stop
Fanboy! Fanboy level on my fucking screen.
You're talking about yourself, right?
I'm not no fucking liberal.
Do you remember the last conversation we had, Rick? You admitted to it. You told us all. You told us that you lust over femboys.
No.
Yeah. Yes, Rick. It happened, Rick.
They're a long liberal fanboy protecting that bullshit and that transgenderism agenda.
Being a femboy doesn't mean that you're transgender necessarily.
No, that agenda.
It's the agenda. What is that? What's the transgender agenda? Oh, I'm a liberal femboy.
You and your boyfriend, you and your blonde hair boyfriend, fanboy Parker need to shut that fuck. You need to shut the fuck up now.
Oh, boyfriends. Well, me and Parker aren't dating. We're just friends.
Boyfriends.
You think, okay, so you think that we have gay sex?
Oh yeah.
Rick, why are you talking about gay sex on a political debate live?
That's what you do. That's what
No,
you and your brown haired
you just said that. No, Rick,
That's what you and your brown haired fanboy
no,
boyfriend are
stop
doing
it,
on the live.
Rick.
So it's
This is a political debate live.
yeah.
This is where we talk about Trump, and then the first thing you mention when you come up here is how you lust over femboys and how you think I have
No,
gay
and
sex.
that's what you said.
No, you're the one that just brought it up. You said, Dean, you have gay sex with Barker.
You do. You have gay sex with your fanboy boyfriend, brown hair, and then you're the blonde hair fanboy.
Is that what you read on the AO3 story? Open
What's
on the private tab on Google Chrome right now.
what's AO3?
What's AO3? Oh, so you got it. You want to act like you don't know what it is. Okay, I understand, Rick. Do you want to have a debate about why you support Trump?
You need to shut the fuck up. That's what then you need to debate that.
Rick, you need to change your approach because clearly I haven't shut the fuck up, even though you've told me to do exactly that every
Because
day
you're
for
a
the last
bad
week
boy.
and a half.
You're a feisty fanboy liberal.
Oh, wait, I'm a bad boy? I'm a bad femboy. What, Rick? That sounds flirtatious.
Ain't nobody want that shit. No, hell no.
let's go. You call me feisty too. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box, you guys. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. I gotta give it to Rick. He's one of the more interesting guests that we have up here. Dude. I think I left him on for a little bit too long. He started to get a bit kinky there at the end.
Hey, Dean, why are you such a fucking faggot?
Okay, well, Chad's definitely a Trump supporter, everybody. We're going to go ahead and ban him for saying a slur breaking TOS. But, that's the way a lot of Trump supporters are, you guys. They're very bigoted, they're very hateful, and that's kind of what they base their personality off of, and that's what they base their political support of Trump off of. Hi, Kay.
I love
Do you support
America.
Trump?
I love Trump. Yes, I support Trump, and I love America.
Tina, thank you for the galaxy. How old are you?
I'm 19 years old, June 15, 2006. I love America!
I think that guy's trolling. We're going to move on to the next guest, you guys. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Make sure that you're double tapping on that phone screen. Sharing out that live over on TikTok. Welcome
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to join. I love
I'm just kidding. I didn't ban you. Let's go and move on to the next guest right now. Only up inside of that queue if you're MAGA. If you want to support me in the stream, guys, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Bit message over on YT in the handles, also at the top of the phone screen. It's a great way to support me. You could also ask like any question over there, you guys. You could just like type in a question. I'll try my best to answer it. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We got CJ connecting. Everyone. Welcome in, CJ. Do you support Trump?
I do, but I would just like to clarify that. Let me clarify. I'm from Australia.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest right now, you guys. Only up inside of the queue of your MAGA. You have to be at least 18, you have to be an American, and you have to be a Trump supporter. Those are the rules. Thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Chaotix, thank you so much for the love. Let's call you C. Let's get 200 CWs down below in the comment section for the 20. Appreciate you. See where the 20 says the spectrum of trolls needs to be studied. I know, right? It's kind of crazy. Appreciate you for the love, C. And then Sandra, thank you so much for the $30 donation over on Super Chat. I really appreciate you so much for the love and support, Sandra. I want to see some massive W Sandras down below in the chat. Shout out to C and Sandra. Thank you guys so much for the support. Same thing to Asya. Thank you for the $5 over on the VENMO. Appreciate you so much for that love. Thank you. Sorry, not Asya, Asia. That's what you corrected. Thank you so much. Nathaniel, thank you for the $1 who says, bad feisty femboy, take $1. Vivian, thank you for the $5 who says, King, I appreciate you, Vivian. It looks like we're all caught up. Welcome in, Brady. Do you support Trump?
I don't know. I was a Trump 1, Biden, then Trump 2. I'm 30 years old, live in New York, but I'm kind of Dean. I'm taking a different approach. I respect you, respect your channel. I watch it all the time. I just need to have your opinion on this. I've lived in New York my whole life. I'm a fireman in New York City, work a regular job. It is the most expensive place in the world.
Yes.
I mean, not in the world. You know, it's just very expensive. And I
Mhm.
work hard. I don't have any inheritance. Didn't come from money. Just working my way through. And it's hard in a blue state. You know, I agree with everything you've said, you know, but I voted for Trump one because he was the outsider in 2016, right? He was not the politician guy. Toward obviously pre-COVID, things were going well economically. He effed everything up during COVID. We all know that. Not going to be naive to that. So Biden was the best option there, no question. Then, you know, economically, I was kind of like, just didn't really know. Gas was up. I got a mortgage on my house, 6.3%. Back when Trump won, I had my first mortgage, it was 3.3. So that was so literally, and this is very naive, and I sound stupid saying it, why I literally voted for Trump the second time. And now here we are in a clusterfuck, in a complete clusterfuck.
Because of lower interest rates?
Well, no, it was just one, like for me, right? At the time when Trump ran the second time, I was 26. Well, when Trump ran the first time, I was 18. Then Biden, young 20s, bought my house in Trump won, my first house. Sold that, bought my second house in Biden. Interest rates was double my first one. So it's like I was voting with my pocket, right? Because
Well, the
that's
reason
all
why, well, the president doesn't control the interest rates. The
I
Federal Reserve
and you
controls
could not
interest
be more
rates.
correct.
And the reason why we had higher interest rates under Biden was to qualm the inflation that wasn't caused by Biden, but was rather caused by the pandemic.
I totally couldn't agree more with you. But hear me out on this last thing.
But that just shouldn't give you. So if you agree with the points that I just made, then you should agree that the fact that there's higher interest rates under Biden had nothing to do with Biden, therefore it gave you no reason to vote for Trump.
No, and listen, I have been standing corrected. Like obviously,
okay. So that's a point that you acknowledge you stand corrected on. Okay.
Oh, 100%. I'm not. I'm very easily in.
So have you changed your mind on your support for Trump, or do you still consider yourself to be a Trump supporter?
Oh no, I'm out on him. But
okay,
my thing
I assume
is
that you have like a question for me. Then, if you want to quickly ask a question, that's fine. But we are just looking for Trump supporters to debate Bradley.
Yeah. I do have a question for you, quick, before we hop off. Was New York solid blue? Ben solid blue. I mean, when I got down here, De Blasio was the mayor. The governors told us back in COVID, if you're Trump supporter, go to Florida. Now she's like, you got to come back to pay for all these programs. People in Florida, it is solid red down there, and economically, it is 10 times better. What do you think is the Democratic plan to make it more affordable for middle class? I'm not saying like we need social programs, but if you don't need social programs, you work a regular job. What is their plan moving forward, and why should we vote for a Democrat in the next election?
Okay. So first and foremost, the reason why a lot of Democratic big cities like LA or New York City are more expensive than smaller Republican cities doesn't have to do with the Democratic policy, but rather just because of, you know, the basics of macroeconomic supply and demand. You have so much people. You said that New York City is the most expensive city in America. It's also the most populated city in America. So it makes sense. A lot of people, not enough houses, not enough food, not enough supply of goods or services. So therefore, the equilibrium price of those goods and services are going to go up. Now, the solution here is, once again, trying to reduce the prices of goods, trying to reduce the prices of properties. And that's something that I'd argue here that more progressive politicians are focusing on significantly more than those in the GOP. I mean, right now, the GOP is railing hard against countries like Iran, saying that we need to go to war with them, even though that failed last time. And that's shooting the price of oil sky high because they shot down the Strait of Hormuz, which causes the price of everything to go up. But they're also like pro-tariff now, pro-imposing tariffs on every other country in the world. Well, guess what? The Khalil Institute concluded that 94% of the cost of a tariff is inevitably passed off to the end consumer. So by default, we know that the right isn't focused on affordability. Okay, so what about the left? Well, if we just look at the politicians who've already won in special elections, like Zoran Mamdani, all they talk about is affordability. All they talk about is finding new ways to redistribute the collection of taxes to the average New York worker. You know, I think that Zoran Mamdani did something pretty cool by turning around and giving people $30 an hour to clear the snow from the streets. All they talk about are ways that we could find to reduce the price of groceries, regardless of maybe that's, subsidizing the groceries by opening government-ran grocery stores, or passing anti-price gouging legislation, or incentivizing more business investment, so then they could find ways to uphold more productive capacities through innovation, thereby reducing the price of the products that they sell, turning more of a profit. or even smart subsidies by subsidizing chip producers like the Biden-Harris administration did, so then they could open their facilities here at a cost to the government, not at a cost to the American consumer by the imposition of a tariff. So those are a handful of good ideas, but I'm sure that we'll see even more the closer we get to midterms and the closer that we get to the next presidential election. And I appreciate you for joining.
Thanks, Dean. Keep doing what you're doing, my friend.
You take care. Let's go to move on to the next guest. You guys, please only hop inside of that queue if you're MAGA. If you happen to be one of the 8.3 thousand people watching on TikTok, appreciate you for being here. Make sure that you're double tapping on that phone screen. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, and I have a question for you.
How old are you?
August 16th, 2005.
And that makes you how old?
21.
No, that would make you 20.
Okay, but
Moving on to the next guest. Only up inside of their box if you happen to be MAGA. You can't lie about your age. Don't do it. Don't do it, quite frankly. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yo, Anthony, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Appreciate you, dude. Before I thank you, Anthony, we got something to work with here.
Hi, Dean. You're liberal. Dean.
Age, please.
Huh?
How old are you?
28.
Okay. All right. Let's go to move on to the next guest. You guys only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. I think that those were the leftists who like secretly think I'm a Trump supporter. It's good to know that the quote unquote leftists who secretly think I'm a Trump supporter are like 14. I think that's a good reminder I need every so often, you know, because I'll just see these Dean hate posts and I'll be racking my brain saying, why do they believe this? But you know, that's a good reminder that minors have TikTok. That's why. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hello. No, but I do.
I'm sorry you are banned. We are just trying to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only up inside of that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump. We're just looking for debates. Please and thank you. Please do follow that rule. Please do follow that rule. Yo, Anthony, once again, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Anthony says, Rick just wants to shut your pretty mouth. Hey, actual question. Will you talk about the spoiler effect as a midterms approach? We're going to be talking a lot more. Oh my God, it's you again. Get out of here. We're going to be talking a lot more about the midterms as they get closer, you guys. In fact, we'll probably start working pretty hard on that as soon as we get back from California. Let's go to get that next guest, Mary, loaded up into the box. Same thing to Coley. Thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Appreciate you so much for the love. Hey, Dina, I just fried Sarah censored on X in a debate. She got so mad that she posted about me in front of 500,000 people. No fucking way, Coley. I know exactly who Sarah is. I'm going to have to check that out when the stream's over. You're epic, bro. Show some massive love to Coley down below. Let's get 100 Coley W. Same thing to you, Brayden. Appreciate you so much for the $5, Brayden. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Charlotte, thank you so much for the $15 donation on Venmo. Appreciate you so much. Charlotte with a 15 says, as a debate girl, love watching your lives and all the information that you share. Oh, thank you so much for the love, Charlotte. Show some love to all of our donors down below if you want to support me in the stream. Or if you want to buy my girlfriend a drink for her 21st birthday tomorrow, which is why we're not in the typical studio and rather out here in California. You can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message over on YT and top of the phone screen with a handle. Let's go to get that next guest loaded in here right now. Make sure that you're following our rules. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the box right now. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yep.
How old are you?
I am 17.
Okay, and you are banned because you have to be at least 18 to join. Moving on to the next guest, we have Jared loaded up into the box. Oh my goodness gracious. Hi, do you support Trump? They're not even loaded in yet, are they? Appreciate you for the galaxy. Very, very kind of you. Is there someone connected?
Are we looking at
Yeah. Age?
I honestly don't know.
Yo, what's up, man?
Okay, that's a child's, and we could hear his parents watching TV in the background. Yo, Alex, thank you for the galaxy on TikTok. That's very kind of you. Shout out to you, Alex. Let's try to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Trying to find anybody who could join the box and give us a debate, folks.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hi, do you support Trump?
Oh, Dean, you're frozen.
I don't think I should be frozen. My
Okay, never
connection's-
mind. You're good.
Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir. I'm 21 too.
Okay, and your bio says God is good?
Yes, sir.
I think any good Christian wouldn't support Trump. He fucking hates Jesus. He hates the gospel.
Yeah, I mean, I support him, but I don't support him. It's a back and forth. I don't know if you'd still let me up.
Well,
if
let's
not,
see if we
it's-
could just figure out that back and forth. Jesus says the way that you treat those with lesser than you is the way that you're treating the Lord thy God. Donald
Yeah, but I
Trump,
hate nobody because the Bible says, "Love thy neighbor as thyself."
which is why you shouldn't support Trump, because Donald Trump doesn't love thy neighbor. He rapes thy neighbor. At least that's what a court case determined 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything about hating nobody. Like, it doesn't say that you should hate. It says, "Love thy neighbor as thyself."
Okay.
Come
Listen,
as you are. It
I'm
also
not, I'm
says,
not,
"Come as
but
you are."
I'm not going to debate you on what it means to hate somebody and if it's appropriate for a Christian to quote unquote hate somebody, because even if you argue that you don't hate anybody, including Trump, that doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you make anybody, including Trump, president, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
why do
but
you support Trump as president?
I guess some of his policies, I wouldn't say all of them. I would say all of them.
Do you think
That's
that
why
the
I
good
said it's
outweighs the
back
bad,
and
or does
forth.
the bad outweigh the good?
I'd say it's pretty in between, but with the Iran stuff and all the conflicts he's had, no, not this term at least. I'd say the 2020 term.
Okay.
Or not the 2020.
Not this
Yeah,
term.
the
So it sounds like
2020.
you've stopped supporting him. Well, TK, I appreciate you for joining. Let's go to move on to the next guest because it doesn't really sound like he's too big of a Trump supporter. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Welcome into You Support Trump.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, man? Are you MAGA?
No, not MAGA, but conservative.
Okay. Or well, do you support Trump as president?
In certain regards, yeah.
If the election were held tomorrow between Trump and Harris, who would you vote for?
Ooh. Probably Trump.
All right. Why do you support Trump?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even think I'd get in the queue, so I don't even really have anything that comes to mind.
Then why did you tell us you'd vote for Trump again?
I don't like Harris.
So you like Trump more than Harris?
In most regards, yeah.
The reason why you should like Harris more than Trump is because only one of the two has admitted to sexually exploiting naked girls. It wasn't Harris. The reason why you should like Harris more than Trump is because only one of the two has been found guilty of rape by a court. It wasn't Harris. Only one of the two has illegally hid Epstein files accusing them of child rape. It wasn't Harris. Only one of the two refused to pay out food stamp benefits for 16 million starving American children illegally. It wasn't Harris. Only one of the two gave full and complete presidential pardons to domestic terrorists who tried to kill cops on the steps of our Capitol. It wasn't Harris. Only one of the two killed 174 girls in a girls' elementary school in Iran. It wasn't Harris. Only one of the two passed economic policy that hurt the average American for the benefit of the top 1%. It wasn't Harris. I could go on and on all day.
Yeah, I mean, but logically speaking, how do you even make a rebuttal against all those?
Well, if the question is, dude, how the fuck am I supposed to make a rebuttal against all those? Then I think that you should see with perfection why you shouldn't support Trump. Because there's no rebuttal to the preponderance of fact that suggests he's a terrible president and the alternative was much better.
Right. Well, my thing is I think you should make a distinction between people that are conservative, but also those that aren't complete, I guess bootlickers with certain politics. Cause I don't consider myself a bootlicker, so to speak, with any particular person.
Okay. That's not a rebuttal to the argument I just gave. If you want to give a rebuttal to the argument,
I'm not discounting anything you're saying, to be honest.
Okay,
but I'm saying how do you
letting it sink in?
Do
you have a rebuttal to it at all?
Well, I feel logically, how can you make any rebuttal that would make sense to that?
Oh, well, if you can't make a rebuttal that makes sense, then you should concede.
Well, I mean, yeah, I concede in that stuff. I'm not I don't see that dude as God.
Okay, well, I appreciate you for joining us, Alex. And I appreciate you for conceding that Kamala Harris was better than Trump. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Harold. Hey, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much. Peas. Appreciate you so much for the $20. Let's get 200 P's W's down below in that comment section. Peas with a $20 says 20, not 200. Sorry. Peace with the $20 says, I'm watching you on my TV and my cat is on my TV stand. Every time you look to the left, it seems as if you're looking at her. DNC dues and supporting the grift. Thank you so much for the supporting the grift, Peas. Yeah, I keep on looking to like a hard left because that's where my laptop is that is like managing the stream. But I appreciate you for the $20, Peas. Thank you so much for the support. Same thing to you, Marshall. Thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Huge shout out to Peas and Marshall. I think that we maybe have a couple people on the VMP, Venmo, PayPal. Let's check that out real quick. We sure do. Miss Lisa, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Lisa, that is actually insane. That is so fucking kind of you. Holy moly, my God. I want to see 500 Lisa W's down below in that comment section right now. Holy fuck. Lisa with a 50 says, your patience is admirable. Keep up the good fight. Thank you so much for the support, Lisa. I love what I do so much. I will never, ever put it down. I'll try to keep it up to the best of my ability. I mean, fuck, look at me. I'm on vacation in California on the beach right now. And here we are talking to Trump supporters about why they support the Orange Maniac. Because I love it so much. Thank you so much for the support, Lisa. Same thing goes for you over on PayPal, Aaron. Thank you so much for the $5. Todd, thank you for the $1.40. And with that, we're all caught up. If you want to support me, you can find the V and the P, the Venmo, and the PayPal, and the link tree in the bio on TikTok. Pin message over on YouTube, top of the phone screen with a handle. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump Herald.
Because he's not that bad, man. You know.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Are you trolling?
Nah. Trump,
No, I'm getting troll vibes. Let's go to get that next guest, Austin, loaded up into the box. And if he's not a troll, then I don't think I really want to debate him. I'm not trying to rot my brain, dude. Let's go to get that next guest connected into the live stream right now. We got Jeffrey loading up in the box. We got Austin loading up in the box. Let me know if you're MAGA down below. Don't be scared to join. Like somebody named Justin just commented in that chat, W Trump, W Trump. I sent them an invite and they're not joining. What a scaredy cat. You guys have a whole lot to say in the comment section, but you won't join the live and say it to my face because you'll get cooked is kind of how it goes. Once again, for the 10,000 people on TikTok, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen and showing out the live. I just kicked somebody else in your name, Luke. I thought that other guy, Jacob, was doing the CK song. So I kicked Jacob, but it was you, Luke. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the box right now, you guys. How do you support Trump? Crazy Jersey. Apparently not. Moving on to the next guest. Welcome in, Santana.
Oh, how's it going?
Dude, it's going great. How are you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm glad that I finally made it back to the West Coast. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, man, I saw you in that.
Oh, I forgot you can drive the reboot, man. That's so stupid.
Jacob, how old are you?
I'm like 19 years old.
Okay, can you stop like fucking with your phone? You're over here. I'm like 19 years old. Can you just like hold it up straight?
It's up to my mouth, actually.
Perfect. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I saw you saying so down below in that comment section. You're dropping the W Trump, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go in a different room than your screaming friend on Call of Duty?
Yeah, that's my roommate.
But anyways, no, sorry, Santana. We got cut off by Jacob there. Hope you're well, bro. Happy to have you up. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Jacob, take it away. Why do you support the worst president of your 19 years of life, Mr. Dipey Donald?
What was that?
Why do you support the worst president of your 19 years of life, Mr. Fascist Trump?
Well, let's ask the question, why do you think he's the worst president? What would Kamala Harris have done better than Trump is already doing?
Yeah, sure. She ran an economic reform that would have cut taxes for the average American. Donald Trump is taking their purchasing power away and giving it to the top 1%. She ran on economic reform that wouldn't have led to the conclusion of imposing tariffs on all of her allies, which ultimately caused an essential tax hike for the average American, unlike Donald Trump. She ran on policy to strengthen our transatlantic allies and partnerships, unlike Trump, who's destroying them day by day, and about a billion other things too, right? But the purpose of the debate is to hear you and why you support Trump, so take it away, please.
All right, well, I guess I'll start with his bill that he passed, where he stopped the income tax from tips for waiters, waitresses, stuff like that. I think that's incredible. That gives more income, more to the pocket You can't tax that anymore. That's awesome. No more
What?
Social Security taxes.
What?
That's literally in the big beautiful bill, buddy. If you read this, you'd know. And you said something about Trump bombing schoolgirls in Iran when it was a confirmed post by Iran that said that they had a misfire missile from the base next to that school.
Yeah, this will be really easy to clear up. You just have a bit of an echo.
Okay.
Test? Test?
Test?
Yeah, it's still kind of there. I'm going to put you on mute while I'm talking. So you're saying that Iran confirmed it was their missile that killed the girls' elementary school. That's not true. You saw a shitpost on Twitter and you treated it as fact. If you go to Google, you type in fact check, did Iran admit to bombing girls' elementary school? You'll get one from PolitiFact and another from Snopes and another from every major publicist in this country saying fact check. No, they didn't. That was AI slop. And by the way, the only government that has confirmed that missile was theirs is ours. The military released a report a week ago confirming that the Tomahawk that killed the girls in the girls' elementary school was an American Tomahawk built in Boulder, sent by the U.S. military.
There's only 3 countries in the world that have the ability and or has the ability and the authorization to use Tomahawks, and Iran is not one of them. So, yeah, he said a lot of stuff that was wrong too.
We can't hear you when you leave the app, Jacob.
I think he's going to do his Googles. Good for him. Good on him.
What? It wasn't. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a Tomahawk missile.
It was confirmed by the military a week ago, dude.
About a week.
The military, the Navy.
No, the United States Department of Defense.
All right. Well, I'm a part of the Department of Defense. I don't recognize or remember us at all saying that whatsoever. So,
dude. Oh my goodness.
I'd actually like.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. U.S. confirms missile was ours. Let's go ahead and type that into Google. Let's hit search. Let's see what it pulls up.
I thought we were past this one. I thought we all like agreed on this one.
Yeah, apparently this guy's not in the loop, so.
Oh, okay. He just has to get his new MAGA memo.
Perfect. Yes. Go on Google, type in U.S. at fault in strike in school on Iran. You'll get a source from the New York Times confirming the report from the military.
New York Times, liberal-based.
One moment. The Guardian confirming the report from the military. The BBC confirming the report from the military.
ABC, another.
NBC confirming the report from the military.
Also liberal-based.
ABC confirming the report from the military. Time Magazine confirming the report from the military. The Washington Post confirming the report from the military. New York Times confirming the report. The Hill confirming the report. WLIW confirming the report. CBS confirming the report. Fox 23 confirming the report. Truth Out and PolitiFact confirming the report. Reuters confirming the report. Okay, and the reason why you see absolutely every institution of news reporting on this is because, once again, the U.S. military released a report confirming that it was our Tomahawk that hit the girls' elementary school. Like Santana said, we've been past this for a week. This isn't debated anymore because the U.S. confirmed it was ours.
Yep. Also, just a great call out, like, and Dean hit it, but he didn't say that, those sites were reporting it. He said they were confirming the report because our DOD actually put that information out, Jacob.
Right.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
All right, sorry. Okay, well, explain to me further. Why do you think Trump's a fascist? Isn't that
No. Respond to that. Don't pivot. Respond to Dean went through and gave you all the sources that you wanted. Can you acknowledge
these sources that he brought up were extremely liberal based? I didn't hear a single news source.
But did you hear? Wait. Did you hear the last thing I said? I said Dean didn't say they reported it. He said they confirmed the report. Confirmed, meaning that it came from our DOD and they confirmed that.
So, BB, they confirmed
Yes,
that
because the
Trump
report,
did that. Our
No.
military did this when they also
You're not
cut
tracking.
the video
Jacob,
of
you're not
January
tracking.
6th saying that,
Jacob,
hey, we're gonna
hey,
storm the
Bubba.
Capitol. We're gonna hurt these people.
Jacob, you're not tracking. Literally, our DOD published the information and they confirmed it. It wasn't them breaking the news. They were just confirming the actual report that was put out by our government.
Let me look at this real quick. Hold on.
Okay. While he's looking at that, I'm going to thank a couple people. Thank you so much for the 28 Canadian dollars over on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Liam. Let's get 300 Liam W's down below in that comp. He left. Let's still get 300 Liam W's down below in that comment section. I appreciate you so much for that love, Liam. Let's show some massive love to Liam down below while we're looking for that next guest. That last guest left, by the way, but Liam with the 28 Canadian dollars says, thank you for all that you do, Dean. It's more important now than ever. I hope you and your girlfriend have a great time tomorrow for her birthday. Thank you so much for the love, Liam. Man, we are already having a great time out here in California, man. And tomorrow, we're just going to do whatever the hell she wants. And we're going to get drunk as fuck. Right. You better believe it. Thank you so much for this support, Liam. Show some love to Liam down below. Seriously, dude, I'm so very grateful for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lane, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't support Trump.
Okay. Banned, quite frankly. We're just looking for American adults that support Donald J. Trump as president to join the stream to have conversation and debate with us. We have a couple more people to thank on Venmo and PayPal. If you want to support me and support the stream, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, but message over on YouTube, and the handle's also at the top of the phone screen here on TikTok as well. We have, just like I said, a couple more people to thank here, but while we're doing that, we're also going to be looking to get that very next guest loaded up into the box. So if that's you, if you're an American adult that supports Trump, go ahead and hop inside of that queue for us. I also just want to quickly call it out, guys, that today's live is going to be cut an hour short, okay? We're only going to be doing 3 hours instead of 4. Welcome to Do You Support Trump?
I did support Trump, yes.
But you don't anymore?
I do not, after two things. The Epstein and him saying that we just need to move on, that there needs to be no justice pretty much. And then the comment he just made about people with dyslexia. I have dyslexia and I'm about to graduate with my bachelor's in criminal justice. So we're all not stupid.
Ashley, I'm very grateful that you're no longer a Trump supporter, but I gotta say it. Late is better than never, and I'm happy that you're no longer a Trump supporter. But it seems like the only reason why you stopped supporting Trump is because of how it personally impacted you. You know what I mean? But still yet, Ashley, I am happy that you no longer support Trump, and I applaud you for that. But in the future, try to keep in mind that the same ill-willed comments that he made against people with dyslexia, including yourself, have been comments he's been spouting for years against others. Okay? Even just like a month and a half ago, depicting black people as apes, you know? In the same way people with dyslexia aren't dumb, black people aren't apes, right? So, I mean, that should have been the red line. Empathy is something that I think more people in this country need. But regardless, I'm happy that you're no longer MAGA. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Thank you so much, Allie, for the $40 donation over on Venmo. That is craziness, Allie. Thank you so much for that support. Let's get 400 Allie W's. My God. Allie with the $40. That's seriously insane. Allie with the $40 says, hey, Dean, the right seems to embody the identity of Christians, but maybe show how the left actually follows more closely to the teachings of Jesus. Christian nationalists push people against Christianity. Enjoy your vacay, and I love what you do. No, listen, I agree with you 110%. There's nothing that's a larger threat to the Christian church than Christian nationalism, because Christian nationalism destroys Christianity, misrepresents it, and pushes more people away. Show some love to Allie down below in that comment section. Thank you so much for the $40 and the absolute truth, Nuke. Same thing to Damien. Thank you for the $10, who says, watching these Trump supporters justify his actions is truly disgusting. Agreed. Big fan of what you do. I don't know how you stay sane. You're a true patriot. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you so much, man. Yeah, it kind of took me a while to figure out how to stay sane while doing these lives every day. Sabrina, thank you for the 5. Abigail, thank you for the 1 penny. And with that, looks like we're all caught up over on the Venmo. Appreciate you guys so much for the support. Let's quickly get caught up on PayPal. Thank you so much for the $15, SJ. Yo, let's get 200 SJWs down below. Appreciate you. And it's good to see you. I'm going to disconnect them. SJ with a $15 says, meant to say it yesterday, but keep forgetting happy birthday to your girlfriend. I hope that she enjoys it. Much love to her. Thank you, SJ. Yeah, our birthday's tomorrow, and I'm not going to be on tomorrow because we're going to be busy celebrating it. I'll make sure to pass that message. And dude, like we've done in the past, all the proceeds from the donuts today are going to be spent on the girlfriend. Kara, thank you so much for the $40 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for that love, Kara. Let's get 400 Kara W's down below. That is crazy. Kara with a 40 says, hey, Dean, whenever you've seen the series of videos posted on Delegate Flower's TikTok, Kelly Flowler, there you go, is a Democrat representing District 96 in the Virginia House of Delegates. They're worth checking out if you haven't. I'll make sure to check them out. Thank you so much for the $40. I'm not familiar with them. Then, of course, Aaron and Taryn, thank you for the $4 and the $3. We are all caught up. Let's get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Okay, this person's name is Trump 2028, and then the profile picture is Charlie Kirk. Very, very high chance that they're just trolling. Do you support Trump? Oh, no, they left.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
18, December 17th, 2007.
Okay, is this a troll?
No.
Oh, God, you got a lot of growing up to do. Crazy to believe you're 18. Why do you support Trump?
You know, I support the lower gas, you know. He's not in the Epstein files. I don't believe it because they said Joe Biden died in 2019. So, come on. Come on, Dean.
Joe Biden died in 2019. What do you
In the Epstein files, there's an email that said he was an actor and he got executed in 2019.
Oh, so they're just resharing the same article that Trump did on his Truth Social.
I mean, if it's in the Epstein, I mean, it's released by the DOJ though. So.
Yeah, but the Epstein files are just a catalog of the emails sent to and from Epstein and co. So I mean, it doesn't doubt me that somewhere within this crazy lunatic's emails, they're just gonna populate a news article that did say Biden was killed and then replaced with a robotic clone. By the way, Trump actually shared that news article to his Truth Social like 6 months ago.
That wasn't a news article. It was an email in the Epstein files.
Yeah, someone's saying it. Okay.
No,
I don't understand it with this. I don't think that you know what the Epstein files are. They're just a collection of emails.
I mean, yeah, but that's like saying Donald Trump didn't actually do what he allegedly did just because it was in the Epstein files. What if Joe Biden actually did die? Then what?
Okay. Wow. Okay, so you're just full on Q?
What are you talking about?
You're QAnon. You think that Epstein died. That Biden died and was replaced with a clone.
I don't think he did. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe anything that are in the files. So I'm saying.
I don't understand why that makes you doubt the validity of the victims who won millions from Epstein's estate, or the pictures and the videos of men raping kids.
Well, I'm not discrediting everything, but there's no pictures of Donald Trump doing anything illegal.
Okay. Well, what there is credible accusations against him.
There's an accusation that Joe Biden died in 2019. You can't really say.
Yeah, but was that accusation investigated by the FBI and then deemed credible? No. Okay, but the one against Epstein, the one against Trump was. Not to mention that Trump has a history of sexual violence. Would you stop supporting Donald Trump if you knew for certain he was guilty of sexual violence?
Yes, I would.
You would? Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So you should stop supporting him right now because in 2005 he admitted to sexual violence when he told Howard Stern that he would just barge into the dressing rooms of naked women and girls to then look at them while they were naked at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA.
Can I tell you something, Dean?
You tell me.
I actually met Parker last Tuesday, and I'm not actually a Trump supporter. I just really like both you guys. You know,
okay.
Absolute waste of time.
Let's go to move on to the next guest. We got the next guest loaded up in the box right now. Only hop inside of the queue of your MAGA. Yo, bro, I don't even need to click on the donation to know who it is because you were literally always in here supporting Miss Wendy. Thank you so much for the $50 on Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for the fucking love, bro. Let's get 500 Wendy W's down below in that chat. Oh my God. Thank you so much, dude. That is huge. That is so much money. That's so kind of you. I don't deserve that much love, Wendy. Wendy with the 50 says, happy birthday, lucky woman. Appreciate you so much for the $50, Wendy. Yes, happy birthday to the girlfriend for real. We won't be live tomorrow because that's the day of. We're going to be celebrating. So I appreciate everyone so much for the kind birthday remarks, directed towards her. And all the donos, like I said, I didn't even mention the birthday. We're going to be gone to her. Thank you so much for the $50. Welcome and why? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I
How old
do.
are you?
25.
What year were you born in?
Well, that year is not really established yet, but
What?
because where I come from, we don't really keep track of, are you where we're born. So,
Where do you
does that
come
make
from?
sense? I originally come from Persia.
Okay.
So we don't really know our date of births.
Mm.
But we're around 20. I'm around 25.
That actually makes sense. I know in a lot of areas throughout the world, like for example, Ethiopia uses like a different calendar, so they're on a different year, and certain countries don't necessarily keep that. Even here in the U.S. with Black people, like my grandmother didn't know her exact year that she was born as well. So actually, that makes sense. So
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, very, very
glad you guys
interesting.
know a little bit. It's just that we're not allowed to celebrate
you
our
know a
birthdays
lot of
either.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's good.
That's interesting. I mean,
No.
I think that there are social constructs around the world that create culture, and they're always so interesting to learn about. So thank you for sharing a little bit of your culture with us. That's very interesting to learn about. But you're a Trump supporter. Take it away. Tell us why you're MAGA.
I think Tucker's growing on me. Tucker is asking questions and answering questions that I think a lot of us, even when we try to get to people, I think
about
we really
Israel.
about just everything overall, because I think we stay so superficial on the surface of just so technical answers and questions about this and that I think a lot of people are hungry for the why. And I
Okay.
think Tucker is asking some
But
really
Tucker isn't Trump.
Tucker isn't, but I think he's really growing on me and kind of giving me a perspective on what a lot of people that couldn't give me a perspective on exactly.
But we're not here to talk about Tucker Carlson. We're here to talk about Trump. Why do you support
I
Trump?
am. I think that I do, but I'm on the verge of like losing it, on like the whole supporting thing. So I'm in a very I think I would say a very unique position. And I'm trying to do my research and figure things out. But I think it's a very deep question.
Okay, but let's just try to like isolate the reasons why you still support Trump. Can you share them with us?
I think I think they were very superficial. I think it goes back to what I was talking about. I think it's because of the policies and this and that, and like what he wanted to do and all the lies. Just what he wanted to do and put America first and put the people first and stop focusing on the outside, which a lot of them were lies, I think.
Okay, but if a lot of them were lies, why do you still consider yourself a Trump supporter?
That's where I think, like I mentioned, I think I'm in a very specific situation, a very unique situation right now where I feel like I'm losing that.
Okay, but like, why haven't you lost it? Like what, like, I guess my question is, why are you saying that you're losing it and you haven't lost it all?
Because I think, I don't know. I just, I'm in a unique position. That's all.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for coming up. I'd recommend just listening to the stream. I don't know if there's anything I don't know if there's anything that I could say to help change your mind, because I don't think there's anything you could say to explain your mind, just because of the position that you're in. So maybe just tuning into the live stream will help you kind of work through that. What is likely to be cognitive dissonance. Welcome in. Oh, they left. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the box right now, guys. Only up inside of that queue of your MAGA. Only up inside of that queue of your MAGA.
Also, Augustine, thank you so much for the $5. You are amazing, and I'm happy that I could be a voice for people like you and people like us.
Let's go to get that next guest in here. Yo, Anna Sophia, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Let's get to it. Anna Sophia W's in that chat. Anna Sophia with the 20 says, welcome to Cali. I hope that you two have the best time. Happy birthday to her again. Oh, thank you so much for the love, Anna Sophia. I really appreciate you so much for the kindness. As well as Vivian. Thank you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo. Jesus Christ, you guys. Oh my goodness. Vivian with a $50 says, my son's 13th birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to fellow Aries. Yo, happy early birthday to your son. I'll be thinking about your son tomorrow. You dude. I mean, birthdays are going to be on my mind. So happy early birthday to your son, Vivian. And thank you so very much for the incredibly kind $50 donation. I'd really appreciate it if everybody watching could please show some very extra special love to Vivian down below. Same thing to Erica. Thank you for the $20, who says, with all the money that you have to buy your girlfriend drinks, you're going to need some for recovery supplies for the next morning. Happy birthday to you.
Gatorade. Yes. You got to hydrate.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some Gatorade and electrolytes. You know, the trick is to really hydrate before you go to bed. Okay? For those out there that experience nasty hangovers, next time you drink, for every shot of alcohol that you drink, have 2 cups of water. I understand that that sounds like a lot of water, especially if you're throwing back quite a handful of shots, but do it. It doesn't matter if it hurts your stomach or makes you pee like a billion times before you have to go to bed. Do it, do it, do it. Thank you so much for the $20.
You know what else
Erica.
helps with electrolytes?
What's that?
Pickle juice.
Very
Might not like
interesting.
it, but pickle juice, yes.
Yeah, I haven't
Just
heard
saying.
that one. Pickle juice. I'll have to try that. A couple more here. Jalen, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Says happy birthday to the girlfriend. I about said happy girlfriend to the birthday. Thank you for the $10, Jalen, and thank you for the birthday wishes to my lovely lady, my beautiful girlfriend. Marcus, thank you for the $5. Then Joseph, thank you so much for the $15. Who says, glad I died in 2025 and was replaced with a robotic clone that enjoys facts from Dean and Santana and Parker too. Thank you for the $15, Joseph. And thank you for enjoying the streams. Thank you so much, Brittany, for the $20 as well. He says, you're my favorite show. Thank you for what you do. Well, thank you for supporting me and supporting the show. And I hope that you enjoyed tonight's stream. Brittany, let's get to her Brittany W's. Then Heather, thank you for the $5 as well. Then Billy, thank you so much for the $40. And Laura, thank you so much for the $100. What is going on tonight? What the fuck, you guys are being so incredibly kind. My God, like I said, thank you so much, Billy, for the 40 and Laura with a 100. Laura with a $100 donation says, thank you, Dean. Well, Laura, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful for your kindness and your generosity. I don't deserve that much money. That is a shit ton of money, dude. Thank you so much for supporting me and what we do here. Infinite Laura W's down below. Like, seriously, that's nuts. And then Billy with a $40 says, hey, Dean, I see a concerning mindset with these Trump supporters. They try to defend the taxes for the rich because they're deluded themselves. That they'll be in that top 1% one day. Well, Billy, I think it's even more than that. I think it's more than just them being convinced that they'll be in that top 1% one day. Therefore, they have to cut the taxes for the top 1% now. And it's more so that they don't care if they're not in that top 1% because their savior, their Lord, their God is a part of that top 1%. They'll do anything and everything to defend Trump to make his life easier. Even leading to many of the guests coming up here saying that it's not wrong when he rapes E. Jean Carroll or they don't care about him sexually exploiting women and girls. Might that also include advocating for policy that he says will benefit him, like tax cuts for the top 1%? Thank you so much, Billy. With that, we're all caught up over on Venmo. Welcome in America First. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do.
Perfect. Like I said, we are all caught up on Venmo. I'm just going to quickly catch up on PayPal. Thank you, dude. Nia, thank you so much for the $100 donation on PayPal. Thank you so much, Nia. Oh my God. Nia didn't leave a message attached to the love. Just Nia, know that I fucking love you, dude. That is craziness. Crazy work. So incredibly kind of you. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told to Lauren. That is beyond kind. And I'm so grateful for your love and support. Show some love to Nia. That is NIA down below in that comment section for the $100 donation. Let's get 1,000 Nia W's down below. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Because I'm against people who is against ICE.
Okay. Do you feel like it's fair for somebody to be against government agencies that uphold reckless disregard for law and human dignity?
My bad. Repeat that one more time. Sorry.
Is it fair for people to uphold, to not like government agencies that uphold reckless disregard for the law and human life?
It is fair, but the reason why I support ICE is because, I'm not going to forget about the Americans that were actually unalived by immigrants, illegal immigrants. You can't forget about those, and people will be like, oh, not all illegal immigrants commit crimes, but at the same time, we still have a really big number of Americans that were actually taken out by illegal immigrants, and we can't forget about that, and that's why I support ICE.
Okay.
And why, yeah.
Okay. But you did affirm that it's okay to not like government agencies that uphold reckless disregard for law and life. And that agency is ICE. Okay? They uphold reckless disregard for law. They arrest people without warrants. They racially profile people before they detain them. They uphold reckless disregard for life. They don't care if the asylum seekers they're arresting are going to be tortured in CCOT. And they don't care if they put 12 bullets in your back like they did to Alex Preddy, Keith Porter, Renee Good. And on the flip side, you're telling us that regardless of these facts, you still support them because they arrest the murderers. Okay? Well,
I mean,
I
they're
think that they could
Americans. We
arrest the
can't forget.
murderers without upholding reckless disregard for law and life very easily. So, because they're arresting the murderers at a very low percentage, by the way, the vast majority of the people that they go after don't have any violent crime on the record, and they do so while upholding reckless disregard for law and life. I think it's very fair to not support them.
Also, just one other thing, like Donald Trump, his inner circle, he's already been telling people privately that he feels like they've went too far with ICE. So like even now, Donald Trump isn't supporting ICE as much as you are. Like they've literally started passing memos saying the mass deportation effort that they're following through with is no longer going to be at the same rate. And that he also feels like they went too far. So like now you're extreme compared to Donald Trump.
That's fine with me. Because I would, if I was in charge of ICE, I would run it way more extreme than it is now.
But you're not.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do that's more extreme?
Oh, I wouldn't allow any immigrant. I'm telling you, we would have stops where we check your papers and everything, and it would be mandatory. I wouldn't allow anybody in this country. Borders would be completely closed. I would have stops where we check your check for papers. If you don't have papers, you will be deported right back to your country. No,
So you just
no
think
delay.
that you just think that immigrants are like the largest threat to America.
No, I don't think they're a largest threat to America. Actually, I know there's a bigger threat to America. We can get to that in a little bit, but right now they are a part of the threat to America because they are.
So how do immigrants hurt this country?
I'm not saying immigrants hurt this country. That's kind of twisting my words. Illegal immigrants, they should not be here.
So how do undocumented immigrants hurt America? What's one material benefit of mass deportation?
Having our saving our identity as Americans, pretty much.
What's
that's
the
exactly
American
what it is.
identity?
The identity to be able to be free, to have come here the legal way, and to live the American dream. To live the American dream. That's key in keeping our identity safe.
If we racially profile and murder, and then deport people to CICOT in El Salvador, you're arguing that we'll uphold the American identity of freedom.
Wait, what'd you say?
You're saying that if we racially profile to arrest people, if we murder, like ICE has done to Keith Borrego and Alex
who said
Spencer,
anything about racially profiling? You're the only one that said that.
ICE is literally doing that.
They're
quietly. They are in accordance with the procedures of the Department of Homeland Security, using race as an identifying factor to make detentions of undocumented immigrants.
I honestly think that there's really nothing wrong with that. Honestly,
yeah. Dean, I was just about to say you're absolutely right. That would be upholding the culture of America because that's literally our history. So I think he's right on this one.
Should we judge people based upon the color of their skin or the content of their character?
Actions.
So the content of their character?
You can say that.
Not the color of their skin. So then you should find there to be something wrong with racial profiling, because by definition, that's judging somebody because of the color of their skin, not the content of their character.
You see, I wouldn't really judge anybody on their color of their skin.
That's
honestly.
by definition what racial profiling is, though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really judge anybody on the color of their skin as based on if you came here legally or illegally. We should be
able.
able.
Wouldn't racially profile? Because racially profiling is by definition judging somebody because of the color of their skin. By definition, no way around that one.
Okay.
I just no racial profiling.
I guess you can. I mean,
good. I'm happy I got you to concede on that.
I mean, it's a group of people that I'd rather not be around. So I just say that.
Immigrants?
No.
Would you rather leave your children with Trump or the average undocumented immigrant?
Why would I leave? In what situation would I leave my children with Trump?
That's hypothetical.
Let's be realistic.
Would you rather leave your children alone in a room with Trump? Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Would you rather hypothetically leave your children alone in a room with Trump or the average undocumented immigrants? Okay, because you're scared.
No, because I would rather stay on reality and not go through one of your hypotheticals.
In reality, undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit a violent crime on American soil compared to the average American citizen.
No,
and Donald Trump
that's not,
isn't just more likely to commit a violent crime on
wrong.
American soil, but he actually already has.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, I'm gonna say that I like to stick with reality on this whole entire situation. I'm gonna be so serious with you. It's
Critical thought helps us better explore reality. You're just dumb.
I just wouldn't.
Oh,
It should not be this hard to agree with us as Americans not wanting to people to come here
wait,
illegally
but I think
on
Dean
this
is
land.
just trying to call out the hypocrisy in the sense that, like, in all actuality, undocumented immigrants are more than likely to be safer around children than Donald Trump is. The president of the United States of America is a predator and more likely to harm children than undocumented immigrants. And so
Allegedly
having
a
that,
predator.
no, he's
not
a
alleged.
predator.
That is you guys' opinion. I
No,
don't.
no,
It's a
no.
fact.
Yes.
Donald Trump
Allegedly.
Donald Trump being a predator is not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of a
No.
fact.
Yeah, but I don't believe
Yes.
us. I believe
Can I
that the whole.
finish?
I believe that the whole entire argument that we were having was about ICE. So let's not use the hypotheticals. Let's not get off topic. Let's stick to ICE.
So first and foremost, hypotheticals are very, very important for
For
a
you.
good debate. The reason why
No,
hypotheticals are you going to continue to interrupt me?
You know, I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
Hypotheticals are very important for a good debate. The reason why they're important are because they allow us to explore each other's thoughts with logic in a principled manner, and that's very useful. You know, like for instance, you suggested that you don't like to be around undocumented immigrants. Okay.
No,
Well, if you
I
know,
didn't say that.
you said that you didn't like to be around them.
I
Were they
just,
not who
I
you were
just don't.
referring to?
I said a specific group of people.
What's that specific group of people?
Let's stay on topic.
No, what's that specific group of people?
I corrected myself. I said a
What's that
specific
specific
group
group of people?
No, because you're gonna kick me if I do say it. You know,
No,
I'd rather
say
stay
it.
on topic.
Say it.
Let's stay on topic.
No, tell us what specific group of people.
No, because I know what you do. You'll kick me as soon as I say it. Let's just stay on topic. All right?
No, let's hear it. What? Like, let
I
me
mean,
just
as
say
long
the
as you
answer.
don't slur and like.
no, I'm not gonna
Right.
slur. I'm not gonna
All right,
slur.
then
But
say it with your chest.
I've seen you do this in this type of situation.
Just
where
Then
you
say it with your chest.
I don't know. Like, what are you gonna say?
I don't. I'd prefer not to be around any, let's say, Muslims, Jews, etc. So it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
There,
Muslims
I
and
said
Jewish
it.
people.
Well, some Jewish people.
Some Jewish people.
Yeah, my lawyer's Jewish, so I can't say all.
Wow. It's fucking wild.
Oh, okay, so you don't like being around Jewish people that don't benefit you.
You can say that.
Okay, so why don't you like being around Muslims and Jewish people that don't benefit you?
Mostly Muslims, though. I guess I can tolerate some Jews.
Jewish
Okay.
people.
Why don't you like being around Muslims?
Because when my church did a march actually, and it was a peaceful march around the town, and it was pretty much a counter protest against the Muslims, and they started throwing stuff at us when we were just doing a peaceful march, and it kind of went violent.
Did you guys have tiki torches?
You said what?
Did you guys have tiki torches?
No, we was just holding up signs that was saying Christ is King and holding up the cross, and then we got stuff thrown at us, and then people ripped the Bible out of my pastor's.
I could name
hand.
about a billion scenarios, like just in American history, of
Mhm.
one group protesting, and then the other group trying to hurt the first group that's protesting,
Mhm.
right? Like black people not even protesting, but building Black Wall Street, and then having white supremacists burn it down. Let's see here. Civil rights activists protesting, then Proud Boys burning it down. Or just like a billion combinations. It just like we could always identify one
No,
group
we
of
don't
people
have to go that far
protesting.
back. That like
Yeah,
Dean,
and then the other group getting mad and throwing shit. Like, what does this mean
Yeah.
about Muslims as a generalization? Like, there's
Exactly.
nothing within
No,
the
it's because
Islamic
every
religion
time I
which
debate-
necessitates all followers of said religion to throw rocks at Christians. The Christian religion, per Leviticus 22, actually necessitates you throw rocks at gay people. So it just sounds like a critique of your own view.
Can you show me that?
Yeah, Leviticus 22 verse 8. No, Leviticus 18 verse 22.
Also, I just love that, people who claim to be Christians end up being like the ones that push the most hateful rhetoric. Like that's so that I could have sworn that in order to bring people to Christ, you're supposed to, be judged by your fruits. And like people who claim to be Christians, a lot of time your fruits will spoil. Like just spoil
I never
rotten.
claimed to be a perfect man.
Yeah,
I'm
and
never a
on top of
perfect man.
that, hush, please. On top of that, Santana, WWJD. What would
Right.
Jesus do? Jesus was willing to eat with a leopard.
Yeah.
Jesus was willing to dine with a sex worker.
Mhm.
Jesus tried to turn a Pharisee into his apostle.
Mhm.
Okay? The people who were trying to kill him.
Yep.
And I hate this modern Christian grotesque misconstruction of the gospel and of Jesus's teachings, that we should all be tribalistic assholes. And if there's someone who doesn't follow or believe in exactly what we do, then they deserve to be sent out of the country.
Yeah. Also, Dean, don't
Why are
forget.
you bringing
Don't
Jesus
forget,
into
even
an argument like that?
when Jesus felt like someone was like portraying the religion the wrong way, and not being faithful servants and treating his father's house the right way, he flipped over tables and chased them with whips. So
Yeah.
you're talking about throwing stuff and snatching the Bibles out your hand. Maybe you guys shouldn't be so hateful, and they wouldn't start flipping tables.
So us doing a
Right.
peaceful protest is
Hush,
hateful? Are you
once
serious
again.
right now?
And then even about this guy's story that a group of Muslims threw rocks at him when he was peacefully protesting.
It was a counter
Okay.
protest.
Hush, thank you. You're still not speaking. What does the Bible say? Why do we forget to turn the other cheek? I mean, like I just said less than a minute ago, the people who weren't just trying to throw rocks at Jesus, the people who were trying to kill him, the Pharisees. Jesus went to them and he said, dine with me, eat with me, become one of my apostles, follow me. I don't care that you're trying to kill me. I love thy neighbor and I love you. Now, even about the story, that even if we reject the notion of turning the other cheek, okay, the Muslims aren't a monolith.
Nope.
One Muslim or a group of some Muslims don't speak for all Muslims. There's absolutely no reason why, for instance, you should make the judgment that you wouldn't want to be around my aunt because I have an aunt who's Muslim. Because some random fucking Muslim who's never met my aunt, that my aunt has never met herself, threw a rock at you 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, Paul never turned the other cheek, and I think I'm more like him.
Paul never met Jesus.
I'm gonna tell you
Paul,
this.
Paul never met Jesus. Did you know
Still,
that?
never turned the other. He never turned the cheek. You see, and the
So
thing is,
you
I
and
look at
Paul
this,
are
how I-
heretics who don't listen to Jesus because Jesus told you to turn the other
that's
cheek.
blasphemy, heresy, bro. Yeah, okay. Look, absolute. All right, look, listen here. We're gonna stay on topic about the ICE subject because when it gets religious, we're gonna be here
because
for
as
a
soon
while.
as we start talking about Jesus and his teachings, you
No, sir.
fucking scream and wither like the Wicked Witch of the West having water.
You know what I'm
thrown
saying?
on
This
them.
is exactly why I wanted to avoid this conversation
wait,
right here because
also-
it's gonna be so one-sided on
Also,
you.
but wait. If you're a Christian and like you're supposed to actually preach the good word, I mean, there's like over 11,000 people here on TikTok and then more on YouTube. Like this would be your perfect opportunity to convert as many people as possible through your good
Right.
works and your good acts.
I'm not.
You don't
I am
wanna-
not a perfect man, so I don't have no right to
least you
do
know
that.
it.
That's what you got to
At
understand.
least you know it.
Got it.
At least you know it, bud.
Yeah, I know I'm not a perfect man.
I'm
No
gonna
man's
thank
perfect.
a
You're not
couple
perfect
people real
either.
quick. One moment, Maya. Thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for that love, Maya. Maya, that is very, very kind of you. Maya with the $50 says, "Happy birthday to your girl." If you go to a bar, if you go bar hopping, have her get a Scooby snack. Yes, I will absolutely. I think I've had a Scooby snack before, and they're pretty good. Thank you for the $50, and Maya. Let's go. Let's get 500 Maya W's down below in that chat. Do you think that I could get a Maya W from you, America First?
Oh, who was it?
Maya.
Maya.
Oh, W Maya, I guess.
God, Berg, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Berg with the 20 says, I've never done this before, but I honestly think that you have a really amazing future. Keep it honest and real. Thank you so much for the love, Berg. Well, I'm very grateful to be the first live streamer you've donated $20 to, and thank you so much for supporting me in the work that we do here. Please show some love to Berg and Maya down below in that comment section, everybody. Once again, that is Berg and Maya over on Venmo. Thank you so much, May, for the $40. You guys are going crazy tonight. Thank you so much, May. Let's get 400 May W's. May with a 40 says, happy birthday to your girlfriend. In relevance to the Christian extremism talk, I'm making a documentary about women who've left the faith and are rebuilding their lives outside of organized religion. Would love for you to shout out our film. I'm going to check it out first. And if it's something that, just passes the general checks, okay, this looks good, okay, this is right, okay, this isn't bigoted or crazy, I will happily give it a shout out. Thank you for the $40. Irene, thank you for the $2. And then Joseph, thank you for the $20, who says, my family escaped Germany. And what the last guest said about checkpoints and asking for papers would scare the fuck out of me. Because that's exactly what the Nazis did. Thank you so much for the $20. You're absolutely right. Alyssa, thank you for the $2, who says, I'm in your queue. My MAGA dad is willing to debate you. Okay, Alyssa, you're next. What's your TikTok profile picture look like? I'll happily have you up next. And then Kara, thank you for the $16 on Venmo, says it's my 16th wedding anniversary tomorrow, and I thought that I'd send your wonderful girlfriend a gift. I'm sorry it couldn't be more, but I hope she has a great day. Well, that is so very kind of you, Kara. Thank you so much for the $16. That'll definitely find its way to her. Shout out to you. Same thing with Brittany. Thank you for the $5. And by the way, Kara, happy wedding anniversary tomorrow. I hope that you have a great, great day. Over on PayPal, Lucille, thank you so much for the $50. Let's go. Oh my God, Lucille. Oh my God, to all of you guys. Thank you so much. Lucille with the $50 says, last night I sent a Parker a donation message that you and him should consider going on college tours like Kirk did. The Dems in the country needs you. Please consider and discuss with Parker more.
You guys could unfuck some stuff, Dean, if you do that. Like, that may...
You funny motherfucker. You funny motherfucker. Yeah, we can go unfuck some stuff, Santana. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be one of the best jokes you've told in a long time.
Really quick, Vivian, holy shit, thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. Maria, thank you so much for the 20. Hayden, thank you for the 1. And Roxy, thank you for the 1. I got it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Dear God. Oh my God. Okay.
But we can laugh about this now, right? Like, I feel like we can finally laugh about it.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. What a crazy.
Holy shit.
You know, the craziest part was the NDAs.
Oh my God. That? They were so bad.
Yeah. Well,
oh, yeah.
For those of you who know, you know. By the way, also, just something to call out real quick. If you're watching on YouTube, you won't know what the hell I'm talking about. But if you're watching on TikTok, you will. Look at the top of the phone screen with this top bar. This is just a still screenshot I took to make the stream longer. Or sorry, like more vertical, and you could just tell how it's already gotten darker in the time that we've been on. I feel like this is much better lighting than that lighting that we had earlier. But anyways, back to you guys. Everyone's saying to check his bio.
I'm getting called a lot of. You got some professional people in your.
Yeah,
fans.
It's the America Right guy. I forgot about you. I've already had you up.
Yeah, you got some professional people in your as fans. They're calling me hard R and sending me my location.
Yeah, no one who would call you the hard R is my fan.
No, I'm being so serious right now. I can send you. I will literally personally send you screenshots of everyone that's doing it. Not even joking.
Okay. Well, like I said, no one who's calling you the hard R is someone I'd consider a fan of mine.
Yeah, sir. And then someone actually sent me my location, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah, you got America Reich in your bio.
That's okay. I just want to make this known. Anyone pulls up is.
Why is that okay?
No. I'm just saying, if someone pulls up, it's.
Do you support the Third Reich?
I support America.
Sorry, but do you support the Nazi Reich?
No, sir. I'm all about America, right?
So you unequivocally condemn Hitler?
Yeah, sure.
Unequivocally. There's nothing redeeming about Hitler whatsoever, right?
It goes deeper than what you think it is. Every time I try to explain myself to you, you sit there and twist my words. It's so simple. It's so simple. I can explain it to you.
It's even simpler to say, I condemn Hitler, fuck him, fuck his tiny mustache and that hat that he
that guy,
sometime
man.
No,
so
no, I said, so there's nothing redeeming about Hitler whatsoever, and you said it goes deeper than you think it does. What does that mean?
Oh, you want to go there again so you can just kick me and not let me
What is
actually
that? What is
debate you?
that? What does that mean?
Why does it? You see how you're avoiding the debate so bad? You do this every time I get on here to try to debate you. You sit there and
Buddy,
you
you got
try to
shit
twist
on.
my words.
Listen, you got shit
Last
on.
time you
Now answer the
literally couldn't
question.
answer my question, and I got you to agree with two things, and you kicked me
What
just because I
question?
had that in my bio.
Okay, let's
Just
see it.
because I had that in my bio.
What question could I not
Bro,
answer?
that was so long ago.
What's
That
the
was like a
question I
couple
couldn't
weeks ago.
answer?
That was a couple weeks ago.
What's the question I couldn't answer?
No, it was a couple weeks ago. I couldn't
Okay,
remember.
I'm not
I know I
asking you
could.
how long ago it was. I'm asking
No,
you a
I'm
question
saying
I
that
couldn't
of
answer.
course, I wouldn't be able to tell you right off my head, but I remembered to debate with you because I
Yeah.
had a buddy in here
Yeah.
with mine.
Yeah, so go ahead and answer the question.
Yeah, I couldn't
What do
because
you mean
I can't think
that
of
it
it on the
runs
top of my head.
deeper than that? What does that mean? Keep in mind that this was a response
Oh,
to me
history.
saying,
It's history, man.
but this wasn't, you said this in response to me saying that you unequivocally condemn everything that Hitler's done. There's no redeeming qualities of him.
Oh no,
whatsoever.
that's not what I meant right there. I just said that
So what
it's
do you mean
deeper
by
than
that?
what you think it is. It's deeper
So what's
because
deeper?
you think all of this is like I say means empire, means America as an empire, you know?
Okay, but I don't think that the historical Reichs are ones in which we would want to emulate, right?
I mean, some people know.
But do you want to emulate the other Reichs?
Oh yeah.
So you want to emulate Nazi Germany?
Did you know black people and Muslims actually fought for Nazi Germany?
So you do want to emulate Nazi Germany?
Thanks to my grandpa.
So
your grandpa was a Nazi?
Your grandpa was a Nazi?
Prisoner. He became a prisoner. And then later let go.
So what about Nazi Germany do you want to emulate?
Nothing, actually. Let's
You
see.
just told us that you did. You just said, oh, fuck
I mean,
yeah.
unless you really want to go that far as get the Jews out of the country, I guess you can say.
Holy fuck.
Oh, get all
because they run our
Jewish people out of the
government.
country.
They run our government, man.
I think
You know
the
what's
only thing,
wild?
I think the only thing that the Jewish people run is every single thought that you have every single day, because you are a sad, decrepit
Oh yeah,
Nazi.
here you go with the insults. Oh wow, you called me a Nazi. No.
Oh wow! I call people Nazis that say they want to emulate Nazi Germany. I do.
You know what's really sad though is like the fact that you're a black man and you're pushing this narrative, right? I mean, not only was like the Nazis openly racist and hated black people as well, but like I'll never understand, and this isn't just for like, you know, black people who do this, but like I have a problem with like Jewish people that actually have an issue or that support what's happening in Gaza. Like for people that have been historically oppressed and harmed and literally murdered, for them to turn around and look to inflict that same type of pain, harm, and hurt onto others, like that doesn't make any sense. And for you to be a black man sitting up here parroting like that, oh well, maybe the Nazis did something okay, or maybe they did something good. Oh, you kicked him. Fuck that guy. Sorry.
No, yeah, man, I got him out. I mean, he's a Nazi. It's like, dude,
fucking Nazi. And then he got mad you called him a Nazi.
I know.
Like,
he was like surprised that I called him a Nazi.
Like, how
after he
dare
said,
you?
We should fucking emulate Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Like, well, how dare you, Dean? You called me what I said I am. Chad, unmute that mic, please. How dare you, Dean?
Hey, how's it going?
Why'd you call me? You called me a Nazi. Yeah, bro, you said, dude. Oh my god.
Just
oh
because I have a tiny mustache and fuck out of here.
Chad, do you support Trump?
You guys hear me? Hey, yeah, I do.
How old are
That
you?
last guy was crazy though. I'm not like that guy, but yeah, I do. I'm 31.
Have you been up here before?
No.
Okay, sounds good. Francisco, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. It says, check this guy's bio, please. It's actually the donation that I saw
Me?
that I did. No, not you. Zara, thank you for the $10 as well, who says, love you, Dean. Thank you for all that you do. Your perspective is shining a light against all the ignorance and hatred currently infecting our world. Oh, thank you so much for the $10 and the very kind message. And then Matthew, thank you so much for the $10 as well. I just read your message to myself, man, and I'm going to keep it to myself. Just know that I'm very grateful that you find some positivity in what we do. And Matthew, huge shout out to you. And with that, we were all caught up. Guys, if you want to support me, support the stream, or buy my girlfriend a drink tomorrow for her 21st birthday, you can find my Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, and TikTok, pin message on YT in the handles. Right up there in the top of the phone screen. Go ahead and take it away. Chad, tell us why you support Trump.
How's it going? Hey, hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon. Anyways, right now I'm in the parking lot. By the way, I'm not driving. I'm in the parking lot, staying still. But I voted Trump because I'm pretty much a like. How can I explain this? Right. So I feel like while the libs kind of cry about my feelings though, and system that, system this, I took the red pill like Morpheus, right? And so like I'm not falling for this giant commie scam ran by weak estrogen maxed globalists who want men to be soy boys, right? And women to be.
He's hitting all the buzzwords.
All of them.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
Hit a couple
so,
more. You somehow gotta work in like looks maxing. You somehow gotta do it. Oh, and
like,
Femboy.
so they
Can you somehow? Oh, there you go. Virtue signal. Could you get
yeah
Femboy in
on
there
X
too?
about climate while flying private to climate summits, right?
Climate, yep. Don't forget DEI.
Oh,
I bet-
Femboy, DEI, Virtue Signal, and Snowflake.
I bet under your natural blonde hair, you have blue hair, Dean. And
Oh,
you two,
fuck. I wasn't even thinking about. God, honestly, this is impressive. I'm not gonna lie. This is. I'm not even joking. This is impressive.
Santana, you two under that hat. I'm sure you have blue hair as well.
I'm actually I'm not bald right now, but yeah.
It's okay. I consider blue hair, but I didn't want blue hair. Mine's black, brunette-ish, but blue hair is kind of cool. But anyways, so yeah, what's the argument, bro?
Dude, Chad, I don't even know where to start. You gagged me, Chad. You've defeated me. I don't even know what to say. Where do we start? The first thing was about the weak soy boys before the virtue signaling climate blue. I don't even know, Chad. What a mess. Do you think I'm a weak soy boy?
I mean, honestly, I think you and Santana are not soy boys, to be honest. You guys give me like really confident vibes, to be honest. But like, I mean, look, I love you both. I love you, Dean. I love you, Santana. Hope you have a good day. Fuck Trump.
He's trolling. Chad, that was a pretty good troll. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know.
I thought he was like the way he was getting all of them off. I was like, okay, like he's leaning into it.
Yeah, the way that he got all of them off, I was like, this guy definitely is like exaggerating, but he has to actually be a Trump supporter to be able to think of all this on the spot. Like, I'll give it to him. If you put me on the spot and you ask me just to repeat all of the one-liners for MAGA, I don't think I could have done it as well as he did.
That was excellent.
Yeah, honestly, impressive. Let's get that next guest loaded up into the box, guys. Only up inside of that queue of your MAGA. Only up inside of that queue of your MAGA. We have a couple people to thank. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support, y'all. Before we get around to that, Blazin, do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
April 25th, 2007.
Oh my God! We just got another life visibility restriction.
Bruh.
Oh my God.
That's no good.
No fucking bueno, dude. No fucking bueno.
Do you have to restart, or do I give you my argument?
We'll go without a restart for like 10-15 minutes to see if the appeal gets approved. I'm gonna thank a couple people real quick. Victoria, thank you so much for the $25 donation on Venmo. Thank you so much for that support and love, Victoria. Show some love to Victoria down below in that chat, you guys. Victoria with the 75 says, have a great birthday celebration and a good week in California. Thank you, Victoria. That is very kind of you. Show some love to Victoria down below in that chat, y'all. Thank you so much for the 25. Same thing to you, Becca. Thank you for the $10, who says, Dean, this hairstyle today is 10 out of 10. No notes. Happy almost birthday to your girlfriend. Thank you so much, Becca. It's because of the humidity out here in California. I did my hair the same way I always do, but it's just a little bit more fluffy because of the humidity. B, thank you for the $5 as well, saying Nazi jump scare. And then Marina, thank you so much for the $15 donation over on PayPal, who says, hey, Dean, I've literally been watching your content every day for 1 month straight. Thank you for everything that you do. You've inspired me to speak up about politics on my account, and I hope you know what an impact you make. Shout out to your girlfriend, and shout me out as well. I'll have to take a look at your account before I shout you out, Marina, but thank you for the $15. And that's so cool. I'm so happy that we can inspire you to speak out. That is awesome. Laura T, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, who says the black delegation does not support that last caller. I'd also like to quickly thank you. Thank you so much for the $10 Zumba class, who says calling yourself a Christian but spreading hate. makes you a fake Christian. A true Christian spreads love and acceptance of people who are different from each other. Could not have said it better myself, Zoom, but the thing is that used to be common sense. Why do you support Trump?
All right. I support Trump mainly on his because he leans towards my views on social issues such as abortion, such as well, he's more favorable to my views, right? So like, if the elections were held tomorrow, I'd vote for Trump over Kamala.
Okay.
Yeah, abortion. He's also he's more in favor for less immigration. So there's two things we could talk about. You can choose whichever one.
There's literally no argument for less immigration. Immigration is quantifiably a good thing, but you said the first thing was abortion. Do you think that victims of rape should have legal access to abortion?
I don't think two wrongs make a right. And I think that, right, we can argue the logistics of it, but I think the fetus is a human living being, and I don't think just because a rape happened, terribly wrong, condemn it. Actually, I think rapist. I think we should just kill him. Death penalty of the rapist.
Well,
But
then you want to support Trump as president. A court determined he was a rapist. I digress. Let's stick on abortion, but a court did determine Trump raped someone.
Yeah, we could talk about that, but
why am I digressing? Stop in your tracks. You said that we should kill rapists. A court determined Trump raped somebody. Respond.
All right. So the court found that E. Jean Carroll, right? So they marked for sexual abuse. So a civil court found that Trump sexually abused E. Jean Carroll. So when we say rape, what exactly are you saying by that?
Perfect. God. This will be really easy to explain. Can you give us your definition of the word rape, please?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. My definition of rape would just be unwanted, unconsensual assault on a person through sexual actions, we'll say.
Perfect. Then you think that he raped her. The jury determined that he forcefully penetrated her vagina with his fingers without consent. The reason why they said no to rape on the jury verdict form isn't because it wasn't raped, but because it wasn't rape in accordance with the definition of rape in New York Penal Code, which is very strict and narrow, which is exactly why when Donald Trump tried to countersue E. Jean Carroll for calling him a rapist on live TV after that court case concluded, it was thrown out because the judge ruled that the claim that she was raped was substantially true and that the legal definition of rape in the state of New York was too strict and too narrow and did not demonstrate the way in which we use the word rape in society.
And they have since then updated and changed their definition to make sure that it's more inclusive in New York. So like if it happened today, it would have been classified as rape.
Can I also say, I think if like I said, the death penalty, if it was involved, I think it would have to be a more conclusive.
Also, now you're walking back your stance.
I'm not walking back my stance.
So not all rapists, like not your rapists, just your non-President Trump rapists, like all the rest of them.
I'm expanding my original statement, right? Because that was a side comment I made.
Can we just agree that the jury found him guilty of rape?
Yeah, I can agree the jury found him guilty of rape.
Okay.
I mean, like, that's just a fact. What is there not to agree with that the jury found him guilty? I mean,
so the jury found him guilty of rape. You think rapists deserve to die, but you think Donald Trump deserves to be president.
But the thing is about rapists dying, right? You can't get that wrong. Like you can't kill someone who
do you think we got it wrong
is
about
innocent
Trump?
And found guilty, right?
Do you think that we got it wrong about Trump? Was Trump innocent?
I think that the waters are murky enough where definitely if repercussions were involved, death is definitely not the repercussion.
What's murky about the wire?
I was just about to say, what based on what? Like, what actual information do you have that makes it quote unquote murky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when we look at the case, first of all, just the fact that it happened so long after makes it murky, right? You'd agree with that?
No, not
It's harder to
necessarily.
prove a crime. It's harder to prove something
That's
years
true.
afterwards.
That's true. It is
right?
harder to prove rape if you report it 23 years after the fact compared to the day after the fact. That doesn't mean that it's murky. Okay, just because it's harder doesn't mean that therefore it's necessarily murky. I would argue
All
that we
right.
know beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt that Donald Trump did it, that Donald Trump is guilty, not only because
Not
of the
just-
direct evidence submitted to the case, like the DNA, the DNA on the dress that she said was his. Donald Trump then refused to submit his own DNA to be tested against it. The therapist notes from the 90s where she did indicate that she was raped by Trump, or the consistency between those notes, her testimony, and the testimony of three others. But also
well, the testimony of three
lies.
others.
One moment. And the inconsistencies and the lies in his own testimony, like when he said he never met her, that was proven wrong. Or he said that she wasn't his type, that was proven wrong. He confused a photo of his ex-wife Marla Maples to be her. But I'd argue the most compelling thing here is the fact that he said he'd do what the jury found him guilty of doing. 2005, he said he could just grab women by their vaginas without asking first. Jury determined. He grabbed E. Jean Carroll by her vagina without asking first, and inserted his fingers inside. Or the other character priors of Trump's that are definitely things rapists would do, like when he admitted to sexual exploitation of naked women and girls to Howard Stern, like when he was best friends with Epstein, knowing what Epstein was doing, sending Epstein letters depicting the naked body of a girl with a statement, "May for a new day be another wonderful secret," or being named as a pedophile by Epstein in a private letter to Larry Nassar. Okay.
Okay. So first of all, that was a lot. I want to address the three witnesses. The three testimony witnesses that we're talking about, they're actually, for anyone who doesn't know, what they actually witnessed or talked about is that E. Jean Carroll told them about this, right? So it's not like there was another witness there at the scene. No one heard anything. No one saw anything. So this is kind of on a he said, she said basis. And
That's
the
not
court
exactly
case,
true, because what they're saying is that her story, the actual story that she told them at that time, corroborates the story that she's telling now, meaning that the story hasn't changed since they were originally told after it happened versus where they were when the case was being tried. So it's not like she told them about it later. She actually told them after it happened, and like they kept that private.
right? But I can tell you something. I could tell you the sky is blue, and here in 5 years, you could account for me saying the sky's red. I could tell you the sky is red today. And in 5 years from now, I could say the same thing, and you could say I said that. That doesn't necessarily make it true.
Well, here's the issue. Not only would you have to get Santana and three others to testify to the fact that you said that, but if you were E. Jean Carroll, you also had to get Donald Trump to refuse to supply his DNA to the court after you claimed you had a dress with his DNA in it that proved he raped you. You'd also have to get Donald Trump to lie about never meeting you. You'd have to get Donald Trump to lie about you not being his type. You'd have to get three other women to also claim that Donald Trump raped them. You'd have to ensure that Donald Trump had these character priors of admitting to sexual exploitation and admitting to the thing that the jury found him guilty of doing to you, right? And as soon as we account for the evidence as a whole, right, all of the evidence, I believe that it becomes undeniable. I think that's something that a lot of Trump supporters like to do, including yourself, is you'll try to scrutinize the case by pointing out one piece of evidence and saying this one piece of evidence isn't enough. But when we holistically look at all of the evidence together, it becomes more than enough. It's not just like he said, she said. It's more like she said, he lied, and he's admitted to doing other things like this before.
So I see where you're saying, but you have to dismantle each part of your argument one at a time. So when I addressed it, the one thing, it's because I was just trying to go through one at a time.
Okay, let's go one at a time. Address the character priors, like I'm admitting to sexual exploitation before.
All right. So are we going to the interview? Is that what you're talking about?
Howard Stern interview where he's like, it was
Howard
so
Stern
funny
interview?
when I sexually exploited them.
Also, I would just like to throw in there as well is like there's been some consistency as far as today, Dean. I don't know if you heard him talking about like taking Cuba, right? Like he literally the exact same wording and phrasing is consistent with the things that he said as far as being on the bus with the grab him by the P word, and then also the things that he said on Howard Stern. Like he is showing a consistent and persistent point of view that he believes that he can just take what he wants. So like even
Yes.
today within government, he's doing that.
Yes, good point. Really good point, Santana. Donald Trump has always been a take what he wants kind of guy. He wanted to see the girls naked. He saw the girls naked. Okay? He wanted to invade Venezuela. He invaded Venezuela. He wanted to go back to war in the Middle East. He went back to the war in the Middle East. He wanted to conceal the files that accused him of child rape. He concealed the files that accused him of child rape. He wanted to win the 2020 election. He tried to rig the 2020 election. He wanted to rape E. Jean Carroll, and he did.
Yeah.
He raped E. Jean Carroll.
It's a consistent character and flaw.
Okay.
Like if he's willing to position himself above the Constitution to get what he wants, why wouldn't he be willing to position himself above the consent of a woman to get what he wants?
So Dean, I'd appreciate it if you would not interrupt me. I was starting to talk, and then you jumped over me there.
Go ahead.
But thank you. There's a lot of points there we made. So what you're trying to say is because someone has a particular character trait, or we can use that to determine their actions. I don't think that's a sound course of logic, especially
That's
in
very
regards
sound,
to.
though.
Well, I think especially in regards to the U.S. law system, right? You're not supposed to use people's past actions,
Wait, hold
to
on.
determine guilt.
Serious question. What's the best indicator of people's future behaviors?
Future behaviors is well, it
Past
depends
action.
on the person.
The best indicator of future behaviors is past actions. That's literally how you create forecasting.
Also, by the way, what you're saying here is just false about us not using people's past actions to help determine guilt. That's not true at
Character
all.
witnesses.
Character witnesses, yes. Also not to mention like fucking serial killers. Hello, the way that we determine if somebody is like guilty for serial killing,
Yes!
is by looking at their past actions to see if they align with their current actions. Like past actions are so incredibly relevant to determining guilt. They also help us build a state of mind. And one state of mind is used in like every single fucking court case ever to like increase or decrease one's likelihood of guilt, right? It just gives us this predictive ability to determine if the accusation is more or less likely to be true. I'm not saying that this predictive ability on its own is the sufficient evidence to believe that somebody did it. Like no, we can't posit that because Donald Trump sexually exploited women and girls at Miss Teen USA, Miss USA, that we know that he raped a woman. End of story. Like the fact that that woman said he raped her, testified he raped her, gave evidence he raped her, then he lied about never meeting her, that he was unwilling to provide his DNA to the court, that she was able to corroborate that with therapist notes, the testimony of 3 others, and he admitted to doing what she proved he did to her by quote unquote grabbing women by the pussies without asking first, his words, therefore he did it. And this is an unbelievable, dude. He's like already violated the consent of women and girls. The most important thing here that we need to talk about is him admitting to sexual violence, admitting to barging into the dressing rooms, admitting to looking at their naked bodies. Like, wow, bro. Shocker.
He keeps admitting the shit.
Yeah, like shocker, the guy that hit on a 10-year-old girl, the guy that hit on his own daughter, the guy that sexually exploited women and girls, Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, credibly accused in the E-Files, raped a woman? Wow.
Now the E-Files.
I want you to address him admitting to sexual exploitation. I've continued to bring that point up, and you will not respond to it. You could talk about the E-Files as soon as you respond to him admitting to sexual exploitation.
Yeah, let's talk about one thing, because like you list out like 5 or 6 things,
But
and
it's
I'm not
all
sure what you
connected.
want me to
It's
address.
literally all connected. Dean is making like he's making sure you understand that this is not something in a silo. He's not cherry picking. He's laying out all the things in front of you to make the one point.
Which I understand, but I can only argue, I can dismantle the evidence, but one at a
Alyssa,
time,
you're
right?
next. Okay, respond specifically
Okay.
to him admitting to sexual exploitation.
On Howard Stern interview. That's
Yes.
what we're talking about? All
Yes.
right.
Also, Alyssa, I see you in the queue. Alyssa and Alyssa's dad, you're next. Go ahead.
All right. So Howard Stern's interview, Trump says that as a pageant host, he'll walk into the back, and sometimes he will see some he'll see women getting prepared in there, right?
No. How about we just go ahead and play what he said?
Let's play it. Run it back.
Oh, sorry, it's on 0.5 speed.
So you have done that. Now, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So to be clear,
So
he admitted to sexual exploitation because the definition of sexual exploitation is to unjustly take advantage of someone. And he's unjustly taken advantage sexually of the women and girls at these beauty pageants by abusing his position of power to barge into this space that's designed for women and women only. We know that because he said that they're naked and changing. He said that there's only women around. He said that there's no men anywhere. And he also said that he gets away with it. And then he barged into that room. He took advantage of his position of power to then take advantage of their position of vulnerability to further unconsensual sexual conduct.
Okay, so he talks about going in, and the sexual exploitation is not quite clear to me. I understand he's going into these changing rooms, but he's the owner of the pageant, right? So it kind of makes sense to me a little bit, right? Like if you're the owner of the pageant, you have to make sure that the pageant is going. Like you've got to make sure that the pageant is on.
Yeah, so no
that
fucking
everything's
wonder you're
working,
so
going
you're so
smoothly.
sympathetic to him being innocent in the rape case because you just don't care about sexual violence. Listen, this is coming from a person who has worked in production, who has filmed for documentaries, who has filmed for who's filmed for productions. The owner of the production cannot follow me into the bathroom when my penis is out to make sure that I'm okay. Okay? You are sick, you are gross, you are disgusting. And I don't apologize for calling you mean words. Because in no circumstance ever is it okay for a middle-aged man to unconsensually look at the bodies of naked little girls. Point blank period. There's no excuse. And you're making an excuse, which makes you the things I just called you and more. It's not just making sure everything's okay. It's not just ensuring that everything's good. It's sexual exploitation. If he wanted to make sure everything's okay, he would have sent a woman in to ensure that everything was okay. He wouldn't have barged in and then looked at their naked bodies, turned around, went on Howard Stern's radio show, called it funny, said they looked hot, and admitted he got away with it while everyone laughed.
All right, I will concede this point. I disagree with those actions. I think you're right. I think it was an abuse of power in that situation to go in and to use that power to view the naked women of the women and children. I'll concede that point there.
Okay, so it was abuse of power to further unconsensual sexual conduct. So in other words, it was sexual exploitation.
Sure. Yes, I concede the point.
Good. All right. Do you still support Trump even though you admit he sexually exploited girls?
I will support some of his policies and his
But overall, you don't support him as president?
I think for me, I can look past
The
personal
sexual
trait.
exploitation.
Okay, then I'm going to look past you. We're just going to move on to the next case.
He can look past the rape.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm so sorry for keeping you and your dad waiting for so long.
No, you're totally good. I just want to give 2 disclaimers. I am the only Democrat in my family, and my dad is very Mormon and very MAGA, and he's also an attorney.
And wow, and he's connected with you over FaceTime?
Yes.
Do you think that there's any way to get him on TikTok so we could just get him right up on the live?
He doesn't have one.
Could you share your account with him?
Here, can you hear him? Go for it.
Ah,
It's really bad quality.
Oh yeah, and plus we hear a reverb.
Hello.
We hear a reverb and an echo.
Okay.
Alyssa, I want to make this work. I want to debate your dad. I think the very easiest way for us to do that is to have him install the TikTok app. Then for him to log in to your account and then request to join the live off your account.
Okay, I'll have him do that.
Okay, and then I'd love to talk.
Okay, give us 2 minutes.
I would love to hear that one.
Okay.
Holy smokes. Oh, a Mormon lawyer? A Mormon MAGA lawyer?
Yeah.
Are you fucking... That sounds like pay-per-view, kids. I know you guys don't know what that is, but you would have to pay for stuff like that back in my day.
Yeah,
Holy
a Mormon MAGA lawyer.
That is crazy.
That's fantastic. So, here's what we'll do. Jeez, I gotta get off soon. I really hope that they're able to figure that one out. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna keep an eye on the queue. Can you do the same?
Yeah, I got you.
And as soon as we see Alyssa in that queue, let's just go ahead and bring your account up. I want to thank a couple people real quick. Thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. Appreciate you so much, Mariana. That's all for now. Over on Venmo, Karen, thank you so much for the $10, who says, I was on a jury for a grape case and the judge's instructions were that we had to consider all the evidence as a whole to make our determination. Yes! Yes! That's what you do in court. And that's what all of our guests like to dispute. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate you so much, Karen. If you're watching and you want to support me, support the stream, you can find my Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio on TikTok, pin message on YouTube, handles at the top of the phone screen as well. If you want to buy my girlfriend a drink for her 21st birthday tomorrow, feel free to do so as well. I'm out here in California celebrating her 21st first, and that's actually why I got to hop off, because just here in a moment, she's actually going to be back to our hotel with her sister and her sister's fiance. So welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Oh, can you hear me, Dean?
Yeah. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If Biden baselessly called for the execution of his political opponents in Congress, would any reasonable Democrat stop supporting him as president?
I'm sure that they would. I mean, I'm sure it depends on the circumstance. I mean, it depends on the Democrat, but I'm sure they would.
So therefore, if Donald Trump baselessly called for the execution of Democrats in Congress, any reasonable Republican, such as yourself, would stop
I'm not a
supporting
Republican,
Trump as
Dean.
president?
Well, first of all, Dean, you've miscategorized me already. I'm not a Republican.
Well,
Never,
whatever
I've
you call
never claimed-
yourself. MAGA,
Well, but
independent,
I'm not
conservative.
MAGA. I'm not independent. Well, I am independent, but I would be called the best thing to call me would be a Christian populist, Dean.
Okay. So would any reasonable Christian populist, such as yourself, stop supporting Trump as president if he called
you'd
for
have to
the
show me-
execution of his political
if he
opponents in
actually called for the execution of his political opponents, then I would have
Then
to
he
examine
would.
the context upon which that he's making the statement.
Yeah, but
before
if
I
it
make
was
that claim.
baseless, if the context was that it was baseless or wasn't
Well, if it's
good enough
baseless,
reason
Dean,
to do it.
that's a very unique. I mean, if it's baseless, then obviously, but obviously, if something is baseless, then the claim is outlandish. Then yes, but assuming baseless anything is nonsensical.
Perfect.
There's always a baseline of something.
It is not nonsensical to determine that Donald Trump baselessly called for the execution of Democrats in Congress, because he actually did.
Where did he do it?
Now, anyways, you told us that you'd stop supporting Trump as president if he did this. Perfect. You should no longer be a Trump supporter in the next 45 seconds. He did this on Truth Social 10 weeks ago. He went on Truth Social. He reposted an article published talking about 7 Democrats in Congress that reminded members of our military that if they're given an illegal order, they don't have to follow it. He called them seditious. He called them traitors. He said that their sedition is punishable by death. And then he reposted a comment saying, hang them, George Washington would. These comments amount to him calling for their execution. Clearly,
they amount to him making a repost. They amount to a repost, Dean. The president of the United States didn't actually call for it. What you're doing is making an inference based on a retweet, which is hilarious and cute, but it's not him actually doing it, which is typically what you do when you have these kinds of discussions. So I'm going to ask you, did the president of the United States directly say that those members of Congress should be executed? Did he directly say that?
Yes.
Okay, so show me where Trump said out of his mouth that they should be executed.
Oh, okay. So I think that you're getting confused here. You're confusing him directly calling for their execution for him saying that they should be hung. I think that there's many ways to directly call for things. And in fact, let's use your own logic against you here.
Very specifically.
And I asked it that way
specifically.
And I gave you a very specific answer. Do you mind if I finish speaking without you interrupting me?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So you're telling me that Donald Trump going on Truth Social, calling them seditious traitors, saying that their sedition is punishable by death, and then reposting a comment saying hang them, does not amount to him calling for their execution. Let's test your logic.
Because is sedition not punishable by death?
You're interrupting me again.
Well, I mean, I'm responding to you, Dean. That's kind of what you do in a debate. I mean, I've been on Jubilee almost as many times as you have, so I'm sure.
So this is a fine question to interrupt me with because it's going to be relevant in the parallel that I'm about to give you. Sedition is punishable by death. But the thing is that they didn't commit sedition. Check this out. So
if a soldier disobeys,
I'm trying to give you an analogy here, but you continue to
go ahead,
to cut me off.
Go ahead.
So Austin, can we agree that rapist murderers deserve to die?
What?
Answer the question. Can we agree that rapist murderers deserve to die?
Yeah, we can agree to that. Yes.
Okay. Austin, are you a rapist murderer?
No.
Austin is not a rapist murderer. So if I were to go on my Instagram account and I were to make a post that says Austin is a rapist murderer, and then I were to make a second Instagram post that says rapist murderers deserve to die, and then I were to repost a comment from somebody that's one of my followers under those posts that said Austin deserves to die on my story, would those actions amount to me calling for your death?
No, not directly. They would amount to you. They would amount to you simply being they would amount to you telling an audacious, ridiculous lie. But they wouldn't. Again, that's why the way that I phrased the question, Dean, that you want to run from, I said specifically did Trump say it out of his mouth. Now that's of course you don't want to address that.
One issue with what you're saying though is that Donald Trump specifically is notorious for not saying things. He infers things. Like literally the people around him have been on record as far as saying Donald Trump is someone who suggests things happen and says like, oh, I would like for this to happen, or maybe this should happen, and he expects it to happen. He doesn't directly give those set orders so he can have plausible deniability. And this is not just within his political aspect, but also business, but he does that.
But see, the thing is, Santana, I actually disagree with you. This is very clearly Donald Trump directly calling for their executions. And the argument that I just gave proves it. You know, Austin, you made a comment. You said, I've been on Jubilee just about as many times as you have. No wonder they keep bringing you back, because you are nothing more than a rage bait content farm. You are brainless.
Dean, the reason that they bring me back, the reason they bring me back is because I provide
competent... The reason I'm going to mute you is because you interrupted me. Listen to what you just said.
No, you don't want me to respond because the reason
I don't want you to respond is because
I'm
in the middle of my
sentence. An actual debate.
The reason why I'm muting you is because you interrupted me. This is why it should be clear to you, Austin. I want you to speak. That's why you're here. That's why any Trump supporter ever joins my live, is because I want you to speak. I want you to give an argument. I want to hear it. I want to be able to prove it wrong. And I want to hopefully be able to change your mind.
Dean, you are the king
but
of rage
I don't
bait.
want
If
you to
I'm
be
a
able
rage
to
bait
speak
content
over me.
creator, you're the king.
listen to you. You're crashing out. You're losing
If this
it
is a
because
crash
you
out,
know
if
you're
this
lost.
is a
Because you
crash
know
out, this
that
is
you're
great.
gone.
No,
Because you
I'm
know that
not
you're
gone at all,
gone.
Dean.
You're lost and you're far, far away. And I'm unwilling. I'm
not at all.
I'm
Not at
unwilling
all,
to
Dean.
move on this point.
You're
I'm unwilling to move on the point that I will not let you interrupt me. I don't care if that pisses you off. I don't care if that makes you cry. I don't care if that makes you crash out like a petulant child. If you want the mic to speak, then you're going to wait for me to finish speaking first. Now, to get back to the point that I was making.
Now I see
this
why
is
Z can't
exactly
stand
why.
you. Now I get it. Now I see it.
Now I see why you're friends with Z, because look it, just like her, you're on the internet talking about crash out rage baits. We'll
Not
talk
crash
about
out
crash
rage
out
baits,
rage
Dean.
baiting.
You have no
Now,
idea.
I don't think
what
that
I
you
talk-
have any idea to shut the hell up because I'm still in the middle of my sentence. Austin, you're not going to win this game with me,
I don't really
bud.
give a shit. I don't really
Okay. I understand that you don't
Problem
give a
is,
shit
this is-
because you
this
don't
is
want me
why-
to finish
this-
because you know that you're getting grilled.
No,
buddy, it's bad for you. Stop running. Stop running. Austin, stop running.
you press
Stop
mute,
running
that's
away
not
from
grilling
me.
me, Dean.
Stop
That's
running
not
away
grill-
from me,
Hey,
Austin.
Dean.
Stop running away from me, Austin. This
if
is
you're muting me,
embarrassing
I'm
for
not-
you. Stop running from me,
Muting
Austin.
me, that's not running.
Stop running from me. If I'm muting you because
you're
you won't
muting me,
stop
that's not
interrupting me, it is absolutely running.
running, though, Dean.
Me
That's
muting
not
you
running.
is me trying to stop you from running. Calm it down. Buddy, you're acting like a toddler. Calm it down. You are legitimately acting like a toddler. All you have to do is let me finish my sentence. I told you like 2 minutes ago, I'll tell you again. I want you to speak. I want you to argue. I want you to debate. That's why you're here. That's why I stream every day for 4 hours. I just don't want you to speak, argue, and debate when I'm in the middle of my sentence. So now that you've decided to be quiet, perfect. I'll finish that sentence that I've been trying to for 3 minutes. I understand why Jubilee has had you on so many times. It's because it's all crash out rage bait. You made the suggestion that Donald Trump was not calling for the execution of Democrats in Congress by saying that these Democrats were seditious traitors, saying that their sedition, saying that their treason was punishable by death, and then reposting a comment saying hang them. This is clearly Donald Trump calling for their execution. I'll give you an example that I've already given you. If I were to basically posit that you're a rapist murderer, and I were to go onto Instagram and say, Austin is a rapist murderer, all rapist murderers deserve to die, and then I were to repost somebody else's post to my story saying, Austin, the rapist murderer, deserves to die, I would absolutely be calling for your, execution. And quite frankly, if you deny that that would be me calling for your execution, you're denying any common sense that you have left.
So once again, Dean, I want you to learn something. Just because you have control of the mute button doesn't mean that you're winning the debate. It simply means you're exercising power. And in my case, I would actually argue abusing it, because what happens is sedition. Were members of Congress for a member of Congress to tell a member of the United States military to disobey an order, a lawful order at that, is that not an act of sedition? For a member of the United States government to tell, oh, well, Alyssa's back, so I have to make this quick because I actually want to hear the Mormon lawyer. That should probably be pretty entertaining. Is it logical or legal or valid for a member of the United States government to tell another member of the United States government, under the direction of the President of the United States, by the way, to not follow a lawful order?
It is seditious for a member of our government to tell others to disobey lawful orders from the commander-in-chief for their member of the military. The same way
thanks,
it's not
Dean. And I have a dad that
seditious.
served in the military, by the way, so yeah, I appreciate the honesty. I'm impressed with you.
In the same way it's
You
not
can't help
seditious.
yourself.
Well, I can help myself. The thing is I'll continue to mute you when you interrupt me. You are the reason you're being muted, Austin. I let you finish. You didn't let me finish. I muted you. Very clear. It is seditious for a member of our government to tell a member of our armed forces to disobey a lawful order from the president. Same way it's not seditious for a member of our government to tell a member of our military to disobey an unlawful order given to them by the president. You seem to be confused. The video released by
The part where an unlawful order was given by the President of the United States, Dean.
The video released by the Democrats
Two members of
in
our
Congress.
military.
The video released by the Democrats in Congress told members of our armed forces that if they're given an unlawful order by the president, that they don't have to follow it due to the fact that it's unlawful. Your response to this, I'm missing the part where they were given an unlawful order by Trump. First and foremost, there's many great unlawful orders that Trump has given. Second of all, that's actually not relevant to this debate in the slightest because they never said he did give them an unlawful order. They reminded him that if he were to give them an unlawful order, that they don't have to follow it. And reminding them
Thank
that
you,
if he
Dean.
were to give
Thanks.
them
I
an unlawful
appreciate
order,
it, which
that
means
they don't
that he
have to
didn't give them
follow
one.
it.
Thanks. So that's a misnomer. Appreciate you, Dean. Thanks.
Well, actually, you could assume that he didn't give them an unlawful order. Donald Trump still baselessly called for their execution because all they did was they reminded the military that if he does give you an unlawful order, you don't have to follow it, which is not sedition. And then he responded by calling for their execution.
The beauty of it is, Dean, if a member of Congress attempts to, in any capacity, influence the members of our military to go against the orders of the commander-in-chief unless they're unlawful, that is an act of sedition. And members of the government that commit an act of sedition should suffer the highest criminal penalty. I didn't say they did it yet, Dean. Dean, I never said they did it. You're not listening. You're listening to respond.
I'm interrupting.
You are.
Go ahead.
You can't help yourself. Again, it's okay.
Go ahead.
Again, I get it. I get it. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to issue you, because for whatever reason, a lot of people have always wanted me to have a conversation with you. Obviously, we can't do this on TikTok without this constant back and forth. So, and I also would, again, I'd love to listen to Alyssa. And I actually have to get ready to head to an event in a couple minutes. I will issue an open challenge, Dean, to debate me one-on-one in any setting of your choosing. I'll issue an open challenge where you pick the topic, you pick the conversation. I've done it with Destiny, done it with lots of folks. I'll do it with you. I would love to discuss in depth, with no political fluff, no political BS, the presidency of Donald Trump, and which set of policies is more beneficial for Americans. If you're open to that, you let me know.
Okay, well, that's kind of what we were just starting to do.
Well, yeah, but then you have this thing that I've noticed with you, where when you realize that you've run into someone that has a little bit more knowledge than you're used to, you push the hell out of the mute button. I don't personally like that. I prefer to have one-on-one, face-to-face conversations, the same as I had with Destiny quite a few times, if I've had with Amanda Seals, Sink, or Chink Uger, and whoever, and many, many others. So I'm going to issue you the same challenge.
So Austin, the reason I muted you is because you were interrupting me.
And okay, Dean, sure. And again, we're human beings. I think that's kind of what happens in a debate. We tend to interrupt each other. As I saw you interrupt Charlie Kirk quite a bit when you debated him. I've seen that. You know, so I think that once again it would be a good discussion, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, the mute button is the only thing that saves productive discourse on this live. Now, if you approach a conversation with me in this live and you don't interrupt me, the way that you're not interrupting me right now, I won't mute you. Have you noticed how I haven't muted you?
I've noticed it now because I've called it out. So I appreciate you taking accountability. I love that. It's fantastic.
Because you stopped
but
interrupting.
What I will, well, and yet you're interrupting me as I speak. So once again, apology accepted. See, I'm a Christian. I can forgive and forget really quick. So what I find interesting though, Dean, is there's such an animosity that many people have for the president, who is an imperfect individual. By far, Trump is an extremely imperfect human being. My question to you would just be this, and that I just want to hear your answer to this, and then I'll drop off because I want to hear a list as well. 77 million Americans still voted for the president of the United States. What would you call each? And I'm one of them. I voted for him 3 times. What would you call those people? All of us that voted for him. How would you categorize us from a mental perspective?
Delusional.
Yes. 3 categories I have: misinformed, uninformed/ignorant, selfish, evil.
Yep.
I'm evil because I voted for Donald Trump.
No, you fall into one of the 3 categories.
It's going to be either one of the 4 or multiple of the 4. It's possible that somebody could be a Trump supporter merely because they're uninformed. It's possible that somebody could be a Trump supporter merely because they're ignorant. It's possible that somebody could be a Trump supporter merely because they're uninformed, ignorant, and selfish. It's possible that somebody could be a Trump supporter because they're an evil, bad person. It's a convergence of these 4 traits. And I haven't had a long enough conversation with you to determine which one.
So then, by your logic, 77 million Americans are fit within one of those four categories.
Yes.
Which
the
means
same
that they're
way
either
that-
politically misinformed, politically selfish, or deliberately evil, which
Yes.
leaves no room for nuance, no room for the fact that maybe we were simply sick. Maybe we just didn't like the other candidate because this is the same woman that kicked. For me, when I watched her kick someone out of a rally for saying that Jesus Christ is Lord, and when I watched her advocate for single parenthood and
Wait, that's
abortion over anything,
disingenuous because you said you
it's not.
triple Trump. You said you triple Trump. You can't base
I
that
sure
one
did.
thing. You triple
No, I'm
Trump.
talking about
So,
this
like,
last election, Santana.
but then
the last
also, like, you're misinformed because she didn't kick people out for saying Jesus is Lord. So you literally just proved the point that Dean made. Like, that's not what she said. So you proved the
Santana, I did
point.
a video on it. Yes, she did.
She
my
didn't.
videos on that is still up. Santana, that video is still up on my TikTok. She literally did. She said, "You guys must be at the wrong rally." It's the pinned video on my TikTok.
After the heckling, she wasn't saying that in response
That
to
wasn't
them
heckling.
actually.
Saying Jesus is Lord is not heckling.
Yeah,
Santana, come
the
on.
actual no. They were heckling. They edited the video to make it seem like she was responding to them saying Jesus is Lord. She was saying
I didn't
for
edit
them
the video. It was a
heckling.
live video, Santana. I have it. It's on my TikTok. It's
Okay.
literally the uncut clip.
I
It's
got
right
it.
there. It has 353,000 views.
Austin, okay, here's a thing that I'd argue. Clearly, the Baptists that praises Jesus didn't kick the pro-Jesus hecklers out because they said that Jesus is Lord. Maybe the Baptist that loves Jesus kicked the quote-unquote pro-Jesus hecklers out because they announced the name of Jesus in denouncing the values ascribed by the Bible and proclaiming that the rapist is the more pro-Jesus candidate. And in fact, they were at the wrong rally. Kamala Harris rallies are not for fake Christians. Kamala Harris's rallies are not for the wolves in sheep's clothing that will use Jesus' name to go against all the values as described by the gospel. They're not.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Dean, because Jesus is the same person that said he did not come to the earth to bring peace. He says in the gospel according to St. Matthew, I came not to bring peace but a sword. I came to set at variance and cause division between the mother and the daughter, the father and the son, and he that loveth mother or father more than me is not worthy of me. So Jesus didn't come to unify either. And the fact of the matter is, Kamala Harris was I'm sorry, say that again?
Did Jesus come to put the sword at the neck of the lowly, of the unhoused, or the unfed?
He came to set at variance those who would follow him and those who wouldn't. That's what he came for.
Did he come to put the sword at the neck of the lowly, the unhoused?
He
the
came
unfed,
to call.
the
He
unfed?
came to call sinners to repentance, Dean.
Okay,
That's what he
and
came
exactly my point. If Jesus came to put the sword at anybody's neck, it'd be the neck of those like you and Trump, not at the neck of the 16 million starving American children who Donald Trump broke a court order, broke the law to not feed. Not the 51,000 low-income Americans that die every single year via lack of access to health care, and those that will die on top of that figure now because under the big beautiful bill, 10 million low-income Americans lost health care. Not the Muslims that Donald Trump tried to ban from entering into this country in his first term with a blanket sweeping order. Not the gay people who have lived generations being denied housing, being denied job applications, being told that they need to repent and go to conversion therapy and maybe they'll get it right. Just for people like Trump adjudicated rapists to be paraded as pro-Jesus, good, law-abiding Christians, then to be made president. Now, Austin, if you want to respond, feel free, but I want to make sure I have time to talk to Alyssa's dad. Yeah.
Just really quickly, FYI, so All Sides did a complete fact check on that and did a breakdown. And so technically, where she said you're at the wrong rally came after them saying Jesus is Lord, but that's also because they had been yelling and shouting multiple things, heckling her prior to that, and she had noticed that. And this came all together with them saying certain stuff like abortion is sacrament to Satan and lies, and then Jesus is king. So she was actually interrupting them for the heckling that they were doing. So there's a complete fact check on this. It wasn't because they said Jesus is king. It's because they were interrupting the rally, interrupting the rally and heckling the entire time. So All Sides did a complete breakdown on this.
And once again, I would say, that once she was. This is the thing that I will say to that. There is a horrendous echo in my ear. Good God.
Yeah, Alyssa's dad. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, well then let me do this. I'll drop
Just
down
let them
'cause I know
respond.
you.
Alyssa's dad, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
If
we
I'm
gotta
causing
split.
an echo, I apologize. There's just something I need to do.
Don't worry about it. Austin,
All right.
just you left on your own. I was about to kick you. Feel free to request up any other day. I know that you've been waiting a while. I appreciate you for your patience. I want to make sure that I could carve out the rest of my stream here. We have about 15 or 20 minutes left to talk to you. So you're a Mormon pro-Trump lawyer?
Yeah, I guess you could call me that if you want to stick me in a box. I'm not as smart or as religious as Austin is, but I did vote for Trump.
Okay. Do you mind if I just first ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you like... This is not about Trump, and we only have to talk about this for a moment. I'm looking for the words here. How do you deal with the fact that, your prophet, Joseph Smith, married a 15-year-old girl, Helen Kimball?
How do I deal with it?
Yeah, because that's clearly wrong. That's pedophilia.
Yeah, it is wrong. I didn't live in the 1830s. I didn't know him personally. I don't know what was going on with him and this. I've never heard of this individual that you just talked about. I personally have a difficult time dealing with polygamy. I'm glad that they decided to get rid of it when Utah became a state in the 1890s. I struggle with it all the time. I think there was a bunch of individuals that were having a difficult time dealing with the people around them, kicking them out of their home twice, and starting a religious movement that was much different than people were used to. And as you know, when you're involved with something that is different, people have a hard time with it.
But so Joseph Smith, I'll make this quick, then I'm going to pass the mic off to you, Santana, claimed the reason why he married 15-year-old Helen Kimball is because an angel came to him and told him that if he didn't, he would die. So clearly, I feel like this demonstrates how and why Joseph Smith was a false prophet, because clearly no angel of God would force the man to be a pedophile, with the damage if he doesn't be a pedophile being his own death.
I think when we deal with definitions today and we look backwards, we're going to struggle with understanding things because people were 14 and 15 getting married all the time, and I don't think it was considered pedophilia back then.
Now, it was considered pedophilia back then, because I don't care if you're a 15-year-old girl today or 200 years ago, you didn't have the ability to consent. God's all-knowing, God knew this. Why would God send an angel to a prophet to compel him to be a pedophile and rape a little girl?
Who said anything about compelling him to rape a little girl? Who said anything about having sex with that girl? Maybe they got married and they never had sex. It happened all the time. I mean, it's hard to understand because as you think about why you might want to be involved with a 15-year-old, you're thinking about sex, right? But I don't think that was the reason that a lot of these people were involved with polygamy at that time.
Why did he marry the 15-year-old girl?
I don't know this person that you're talking about. I'm not really involved in Mormonism, maybe the way that you might want me to be. I'll check her out tonight. And like I said, I had a problem personally with polygamy, and I'm glad that they outlawed it when they became a state.
Okay. I just think that we should be able to recognize the unequivocal fact that child marriage is bad. Go ahead, Santana.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Dean is a bit of a historian. I live kind of in the moment. So, like, if you don't want to talk about was it Joseph Smith or John Smith or whatever, what about J. Stewart Adams? Like, how do you feel about J. Stewart Adams?
I don't know who that is.
He's the congressman in Utah that actually is trying to update the legislation SB 213. Which actually, specifically because he has a family member that had sexual contact with a 13-year-old, and so he's trying to pass legislation to make it legal. So like literally they passed SB 13 in 2024 in Utah, which allowed or says that it changed to a third degree felony for unlawful sexual activities with a 13-year-old if you're 18. But then the actual congressman in Utah was trying to extend that so he could have like additional coverage to help his family member. So they're literally trying to give protections for sexual contact with the minor.
You know, I appreciate that you highlight an excellent point about what I see in our politics these days, which is
Republican
self-interest.
politics.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's just Republican politics. I'd say that if Democrats have a family member that we're going to get in trouble or they could help, they would, just like Republicans. And I wouldn't support this bill. Absolutely not.
It passed in 2024, but they were trying to renew it and make extensions last year.
Yeah, I say I wouldn't support that. But to say that you've got Republicans are the only people that are self-interested are going to pass things because they might be able to help people in their circle or their tribe, I think that's a little bit ignorant.
Okay. Why do you support Trump? I'm sorry for just jumping on these topics, but I
No, you're
probably
fine.
only have like a couple minutes left here, and I want to try to get to the meat on the bone. Why do you support Trump?
Honestly, I've been through Democrats and Republicans for my whole life, and there's not much difference in my life. My taxes go up or down a little bit. The policies around me affect me a little bit. The biggest thing that I think you vote one way or the other is what they're going to do to a Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has way more power than presidents. They're longer lasting, and you vote for a Republican because you hope that they're going to bring in a conservative justice who's going to impact the laws much longer, much more deeply than a president.
Okay. So, I mean, I'd actually say that Donald Trump's SCOTUS appointees are either compromised as hell or willing to rule against him in his policy. But inevitably, we definitely shouldn't support any Supreme Court justice who's willing to throw the Constitution out the window to fit a narrative. And I'd say that that's exactly what Donald Trump wants his appointees to do. I mean, just look at how vengeful and angry he got at them after they shot down his tariffs as unconstitutional.
I hate that our Supreme Court is becoming more and more political, and it's going down to our district courts and our circuit courts. I see elections come up, and I've been in front of a lot of terrible judges, and people vote ignorantly on these judges. They vote for those individuals that are the sitting judge. They don't want new, they don't want different, even though we talk about it, and we get stuck with these same individuals ruling on our day-to-day matters that do terrible jobs. I hate that politics are getting involved in our courts, and we got to figure out a way to get out.
I actually agree with you there. I think that we actually do need to figure out a way to get politics out of our courts. And maybe that means setting up a judicial system. Oh man, there's just a lot of reverb on that mic. Listen, for the sake of time, let's just move on real quick. Is there anything that Trump could do that would make you stop supporting him as president? We can't hear you when you leave the TikTok app.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get.
When you can't see me, no one can hear you. Just thought I'd let you know. While he's figuring something out real quick, I want to quickly thank a handful of people. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. Thank you so much for the $10 donation over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much. Let's get 100 Gabrielle W's. And then Alyssa, thank you for the $2. Oh, wait, that's just letting me know that you're in the queue. All right, yeah, we got your data up right now. Thank you so much, Bethany, with the $10. Appreciate you so much for that love, Bethany. Benjamin, thank you for the $10. And then Emmy with the 10 cents. And then Kirsten with the $5. Thank you so much, you guys. And then we got a big one over on YouTube Super Chat. Miss Jenna, thank you so much for the $200 Super Chat. My God, thank you so much for that support, Jenna. Let's get 2,000 Jenna W's down below in that comment section. You are the best. Holy shit, man. I'm so grateful for you. You already know this. Thank you so much for the support, Jenna. That is so much money, more than I'd ever deserve. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity. Let's get 2,000 Jenna W's down below. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much, Jenna, bro. Huge shout out to Jenna. Now back to you.
I got two really quick. Sorry, Aaron. Thank you so much for the 25, and holy shit, Stephanie. Thank you so much for the $100. Said big shout out to you, Dean and Parker. Thank you so much, Stephanie. You're awesome. Sorry, go ahead.
Dude, that's crazy. Shout out to them. Yeah, like I said, is there anything that Trump could do that make you stop supporting him as president?
Become a Democrat.
Okay, but he couldn't I don't know, position himself above the Constitution, take the mask off, be a clear authoritarian, call for the execution of his political opponents, threaten to invade one of our allies, rape somebody. It's just become a Democrat.
All those. I hate these Ben Fergusons of the world that just regurgitate stuff that they hear from Trump. There's lots of things that he could do that would make me not support him.
Okay, but he's done all those things. Like an example of him positioning himself above the Constitution would be his attack on it, more specifically the 14th Amendment with his executive order number 14160. And yes, there is a reason why I'm bringing this up to you, because you're a lawyer, and I'd love to hear your take on this. He intentionally and belligerently, throughout the 14th Amendment, particularly its birthright citizenship clause, with Executive Order number 14160, that took birthright citizenship away from the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil, which is a constitutional right and protection they've had since 1868.
I hate answering questions with a question, but do you really think that Kamala or anybody else would, I apologize, I didn't do that intentionally, that those people would not be doing the same exact thing?
I think that there's a possibility.
Listen, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but my headset just, something is going on.
Keep going. You while he tries to figure out his headset, go ahead and finish your point. You were saying that, do we think that Kamala would be doing something different? I'm going to send you a request to come off mute.
Yeah, I guess someone turned my microphone off. I'm sorry.
All good. All good. Go ahead and finish your point. You had the question about do we think? Go ahead. Go ahead. And finish.
Again, as I think about all the presidents that I've been alive for, they've all violated the Constitution in one way or the other. I think we're getting way too deep into the weeds. I watched somebody rummage through garbage for 45 minutes before work the other day, and we're talking about these different things, and we haven't figured out a way to help our brothers who are starving and on the streets. I wish we could do that.
You know why that is, though?
It's not because of Republicans and it's not because of Democrats. It's because we get involved in other things that have nothing to do with helping them eat.
Think about this for a second. Like every time there's a little bit of progress within the country, like people overwhelmingly vote Republicans back in, and then they roll back regulations, they roll back policies, they overturn Roe. Like they do all of these things that are like regressive than actually progressive. Like the Democratic Party, and they're not, blameless, but the Democratic Party passed the ACA, which is supposed to be like a first step to get to universal health care for us. And the Republicans have attacked it this entire time that it's been in place, and the Democrats have barely did anything to try to progress it. But like every time we have a little bit of progression in our country or anything that's going to benefit our country, Republicans get power and they dismantle it either with a war or with tax cuts for the ultra wealthy, or just fucking things up. So like it's a little bit hard to say like we're not doing anything when really like the progressives try to do things, but the Democrats keep bringing us back because they want to quote unquote conserve.
Republicans ended slavery. Republicans ended the Cold War.
They didn't. Wait, no, Republicans didn't end slavery. No.
Of course they did.
No. Progressives ended slavery. Not Republicans. Let's be very clear about that. Abraham Lincoln, yes, he had the title of a Republican, but the ideology of the party was progressive. And also, Dean mentioned this earlier, like Abraham Lincoln openly admitted in a letter that if there was any other way to save the Union, then he would not have ended slavery. So it's not like he actually wanted to do it. So that's
the people that voted for Abraham Lincoln wanted slavery to continue?
Progressive, yes.
Yeah, can I hop in here on this point? You're
Yeah,
you're
please,
claiming
go.
that Republicans ended slavery. Yeah, they did. Okay. And if I was alive when slavery was being ended, I would be a Republican.
Yes.
Because the Republicans were progressive. The people who fought for the conservation of slavery were, well, you guessed it, the conservatives.
Yes.
So, sir, are you a progressive or are you a conservative?
I'm a little bit of both, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I think now you're witnessing your point work against you in real time. Because if you want to argue that you want to be a part of the movement that ended slavery, then you have to argue that you want to be a progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Finish your point on that. Why is that?
Because it's the progressives who ended slavery. It's the conservatives who fought to keep slavery.
Yes.
I think you're having a revisionist history here. It's not the we can say progressive all we want, but it was the Republican Party that ended slavery.
Yeah, it was. And the Republican
And
Party
we want to go
progressive.
closer. We can
Put
talk
me in a
about the
time
Cold
machine.
War.
Put me in a
Republicans ended the
time
Cold
machine
War.
200 years ago.
Wait.
Put me in a time machine 200 years ago. I would have been a Republican.
Also, don't try to run from that. Like, the Southern strategy is a whole fucking thing. Look at the map prior to the Civil Rights Act passing, and then look at the electoral map after the Civil Rights Act passing. Like, all of those actual states that vote red today literally voted blue prior to the Civil Rights Act passing. Like, stop it. Stop it. You're being disingenuous, or either you just don't know, one of the two, but you're just wrong.
Wrong about what?
About what you're saying. You like, if you're not willing to engage with the actual ideology, go look at the actual, look at the party platform of the Republican Party prior to the Civil Rights Act passing. They literally advocated for protections for immigrants. They advocated to increase the federal minimum wage. They advocated for protections for women. They advocated for protections for black people. Like, all of the things that the Democrats supposedly do now, that was literally their party platform before the actual Civil Rights Act passing. So, like, you're just wrong.
You can call it whatever word you want. I'm in support of giving more rights to more people. I am supportive of having more freedoms. But things like abortion, it's driven me nuts. Abortion is not about choice, because at some point in time, everybody on the planet is going to take away the choice of a woman. A day before they're going to give birth, do they still have pro-choice? Do they still have the right to choose? If they're going to smoke marijuana or even harder drugs while they're pregnant, are we going to allow that to happen? No, it's not about choice.
It is about
It's about
choice.
timing. It's about the calendar.
It's about choice.
It's
And let me
about
explain.
definitions.
It's about choice, and let me explain that, okay? It is 110% about choice. It is about respecting one's choice over their bodily autonomy when we do not have good reason to infringe on it. That's all it's about. Nobody thinks, one moment, nobody thinks that the right to bodily autonomy is a maximum, is universal. No one thinks that. No one thinks that the right to bodily autonomy is absolute. Okay, we could all agree that we should infringe on somebody's bodily autonomy if they're going to use that bodily autonomy to smash in a 3-year-old's brain with a baseball bat. The principle that everybody operates off of, regardless if we know it or not, is that we think individuals should be able to do whatever they want in respect to their bodily autonomy, insofar as there's not sufficiently good reason to stop them from doing said thing. Okay? It's a respect to one's choice over their bodily autonomy unless we have good reason to infringe on said choice. And when we're talking about elective lethal abortions before 20 through 24 weeks, there is no good reason. Maybe even after that, pragmatically speaking. But the view is that pro-lifers, including yourself, think that we should infringe upon the bodily autonomy of a woman when we have no good reason to do so, and we should prevent them from taking an abortion pill to kill a clump of cells growing in their uterus with no moral value, with no worth, with no well-being, with nothing of moral consideration, 10 weeks into term.
Who decides the good reason? That same individual that you're giving the rights to?
Nicole, thank you so much for the galaxy. What decides good reason would ultimately be
Who?
critical
Who?
thought, rationale, fact, reason, and logic, which is why we host these debates. If you think that you have an argument to demonstrate the good reason, insofar as why we should take away a woman's access to abortion, then feel free to give it. And if it's valid and it's sound, guess what? That argument has decided the good reason. But it won't be valid, it won't be sound, and ultimately it will be defeated by myself.
Now, what you're saying is we're going to give you the right to choose, but if you decide to do something that we don't like, we're going to take that away, right?
What?
Yes, we're going to give you the right to do things when we don't have any good reason to stop you. And
Isn't
we're
that
not
what
going to give you
politics
the
is
right
about?
to do things when we do have good reason to stop you.
That's right. And some people think it's good to do this, and some people think it's good to do that. But
And that's what we
ultimately,
have
it's
conversation
not
and
about
debate
choice.
for. Because
Absolutely.
if somebody believes that it's good to do a bad thing, then ultimately they went wrong somewhere within their argumentation. If somebody thinks that it's good to do a bad thing, then ultimately they've made an error, there's a fallacy, or they lack good reason. It's not as subjective as you think, dude. Just give
I
the
believe
argument
that
insofar as what you think the good reason is to prevent women from accessing abortion, and ultimately you're going to fall short, and I'm going to be able to describe exactly why you fall short.
I just believe the bad thing that you're talking about starts a little bit sooner than you do. That's all.
Okay, why?
Because we're talking about human beings. I believe that a human being starts a little bit sooner than the individuals that are so-called pro-choicers.
No, if it's a human being or not is a descriptive scientific fact, not a moral argument insofar as why it's valid.
You could talk to 1,000 scientists, 1,000 doctors, and they're all going to give you a different definition of when it
so
starts,
I just
depending
want
on
to
what they
clarify.
believe.
So you just think that it's a human being at the moment of conception, and because it's a human being, it has moral value, right?
No, I wish I could say that, but I don't. I think it's a little bit later than that. I just think it's a little bit sooner than most pro-choicers.
Okay. Well, what point?
I don't know. How about when you can listen to a heartbeat?
Okay. All right. Well, the reason in which I'd say that a heartbeat does not make the life of a fetus morally valuable is because even at the point in which it has a heartbeat, still yet it doesn't have a well-being. It can't deploy subjective first-person experiences. It can experience any type of harm, not to mention that there's many other life forms with a heartbeat in which you don't give moral value, like cows, chickens, and pigs. And there's other humans with heartbeats that you don't think it'd be murder to kill them, such as brain-dead patients. And I'm kind of
Or
like
my
speed running
mother-in-law
through
who's
this.
currently living. You know, I mean, how far do you take that, though?
Dude, come on, be serious.
I'm being dead serious. Those things that you just talked about, you could talk about the same thing to the elderly, to individuals that are.
Man, I appreciate you so much for coming up, and I'm sorry for kicking you and cutting you off, but I actually have to end my live stream because I'm over 3 hours. Santana, I appreciate you so much.
Can I say one thing really quick? With the heartbeat stuff, I don't know if you saw this, Dean, and I thought this was super interesting. Scientists actually just found a quote unquote heartbeat in plants. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, there's a rhythmic construction and expression that they've been able to find in plants now. And it's when the water is flowing instead of like blood. And it simulates the same thing as an actual heartbeat. So the idea of like the heartbeat being it, like even plants apparently have a quote unquote heartbeat. Like, so it's a whole fucking thing. Anyway, I appreciate you, bro. Enjoy your night. You guys be safe and make sure you hydrate.
Thank you, Santana. You have a good one.
See ya.
All right, for everybody watching, I got to end the live stream. I just checked the location of my girlfriend, her sister, and her sister's fiance. They're here. I got to go. Real quick, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Gene, who says, meeting my man, good to see you, Gene. And then Eli and Sadie, thank you both for the $10 and the $15 donations over on PayPal. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. I'll make sure that I read those messages to myself. I got to go have some fun, folks. You won't see me tomorrow. I'm not going to be live tomorrow. I'm going to take the day off. You will see me the day after tomorrow. But I'm going to go to an end. Peace, love, and good night.